Let's see if it just starts us out immediately again. Looks like it's going live. I don't see a video feed yet. And there we go. Looks like it's live now. Cool.
There it is.
Does it start right away from like the moment I start talking, or does it cut off a little bit of the beginning?
I think it starts at the very beginning. Luckily.
Okay, cool. Oh god, there's a million people already. Hello!
What?
Padraig. Hello, Saturn Star. Hello, Mini Oreo. Hello, Higby Production. Star, Yuki, Odd H Lover. Carol. Weeb Girl. Hello. Lagging Leland. Hey, you've made a few videos about us that were very nice. Thank you, man. Yes, hello everybody. Welcome.
I'm here too.
No, you're not. Shut up.
Okay.
Nobody cares about the skeleton.
I thought you were going to say, well, it's the backbone of the project.
Project wouldn't be happening without the skeleton.
You've got
He's our supporting structure.
You got the rabbit and the skeleton. So
you're the structure, I'm the soft, squishy exterior.
Are rabbit skeletons is the spine bent?
I think it's arched.
Is it arched? Okay.
I was gonna say it's poorly made though, because did you know, and we're gonna start the stream off with some morbid information.
Oh no.
Rabbits will break their own spines. They are that stupid.
Why would they do a thing like that?
Because when they get scared, they kick their hind legs really, really hard to try and run away. And the muscles in their legs are so strong that it can just snap their back like a twig.
Jesus, okay, well.
Rabbits are built like idiots.
And that's what you want to model your existence after.
I am also built like an idiot. I like that I can hear you cackling from downstairs, but it doesn't get picked up on Discord at all.
Yeah, this dungeon is not very soundproof.
It won't be a dungeon one day, I promise, Dave. We'll finish it.
My screams and cackles echo the walls like a haunted mansion.
But hi, welcome back, everybody. For those of you who were here on the last stream, welcome back. We appreciate you. If you've noticed, I've done a little bit more work on the Kira animation in my own free time. We've got a good bit of her body done now. And I'm hoping on this stream we can get the rest of her completely finished. We gotta do her tail, her wings, and we're missing a couple frames of her legs.
I was gonna say, she gets amputated about halfway through.
Listen, we can add it back. We can make her stronger. Give her a new bionic leg.
I guess I should start. Before we start, if you guys want... we thought ahead, and now in the description of this video is all the links. If you want to donate to us, our Patreon, our Twitter, everything is down there, so I don't have to do any work.
Actually, Dave, real quick, can you put a link to the Ko-fi and then pin it?
What?
Just to make it easier. I'm sorry.
I have to use my fingers.
I love and appreciate you so much.
Use my fingers.
You gotta do some more.
There it is.
It's pinned. Cool. Let me actually open up my Ko-fi so that if people donate, I actually am able to read the donations.
What if I want to give up my mortal soul? What link do I follow? Go to www.nomoresoul.org.
I think Ko-fi has a new setting for that. You might be able to find it there. But yeah, there's links to all of our stuff down in the description.
Yes.
If you're looking for links to literally everything, our website has everything on it. It has every video we've ever done. It has every comic we've ever done. Descriptions of all the characters. And links to all of our social media and things.
I just linked that because it does have... It's kind of an outsource for everything.
Hub.
Yeah.
It's the master page for all things far-fetched.
Alright, well, let me start looking for the good questions. Let's see.
Notice
DNS
this.
error. I guess my soul is already spoken for. Well, that's you, Daniel. So yes. Crystal Moon, how's progress on the pilot going? Well, as you can see by this thing being done right here,
As you can see by the fact we're not currently working on it. No, it's going good though.
it is being worked on while this is happening. It's actually never not being worked on. It's just like we said in the update video, the
We have
thing
other
is
members
that
of our team working on
yes,
stuff.
we have a whole team working on different aspects of the project. The problem is that they can only do so much with how much money we have to pay them.
And we don't want to assign work out to people that we can't afford, so...
Yes, so we, when money comes in every month, then we pay them to do the appropriate amount of work that works for that, so...
So if you want to see more of the project coming out, you can donate down below to either join our Patreon for just $1 a month and see a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Shill for the last 10 minutes.
Shut up and let me shill! We need money, Dave!
We need some like rich kid who's like, I like purple dogs, and just like drops a big Monopoly sack of money on the table.
Some furry that was really into sparkle dogs back in the day that made a wise investment in oil, going, ah ha ha, I remember those days on DeviantArt. Let me give you money, poor stupid children. And we're like, thank you.
Let me get out of my oil jacuzzi. My skin is nothing but a rash. Let's see. Now for real questions. Is Tamberlane becoming an animation show? No, I think the animation you did was just advertising the graphic novel series, right?
Honestly, it was just advertising for like Tamberlane period in general. But yeah, no, there's no current plans to turn it into an animated show, but I know Caitlin would sure think it would be cool to do that someday, so I won't say it's never happening.
Is Drain going to become a love interest for Quinn? I ain't saying nothing.
God, I hope not. They'd be terrible together.
Yeah, that would be horrible. That would, yeah.
That would never work.
It would not work at all. Let's see. Is Farfetch'd a part of a shared universe of any kind? No, it's its own thing.
We make references to other pieces of media like Scooby-Doo and...
but the thing is that nothing's
that.
like...
But nothing's canon shared universe, yeah.
Everything is like its own in-universe version of that. It's not a real version of it. So, for example, like... I don't know, what's a good... like... We were joking, like, well, we have, like, instead of, like, the Xbox or something, we have our own, like, the ThunderCon, like, game console. Like, there's, like, it's sort of, like, your own kind of pocket universe this exists in. Oh my god, there's a lot of them coming in. Not for the first season, but in the future, do you see yourselves hiring future voice talents, possibly up-and-coming newcomers, even posting a casting call? Yeah, I mean, we're gonna need more characters in the first season.
Oh, yeah.
And we did...
We love to do open casting, it's just a matter of if we're gonna have time.
We did open casting for, Piper, Drain, Warren, and, who am I forgetting?
Piper, Drain, Warren, Blair.
Blair, yes. And we still have to cast Reagan and Clodagh.
Yeah. And there's going to be a bunch of other characters that we have to cast too.
Yeah, there are a bunch of side characters in season 1, so there will... like I said, it just depends on... Because, like, we like open casting, but we have to go through, like, 300 auditions.
Yeah. But we want to do it still because we believe in giving people who are really new a chance.
Yes.
So if you're interested in doing that in the future, though, our one requirement to send out auditions to you is going to be that you have a voice reel. So if you're
Yes,
looking to
please.
get into that and you want to voice on our project in the future, have a voice reel ready.
If you want to see what a voice reel could look like, not to show myself, but I literally, like, 10 minutes ago, retweeted my own voice reel on Twitter
Oh,
with
perfect timing.
roles I've done, if you want to look what something like that looks like. But yes, we do encourage you to audition when the time comes. What are Piper's thoughts on dubbed anime? Inferior, I'm sure, right? To sub.
I feel like she would personally think that they're inferior, but
I just want to see Piper saying this is inferior.
inferior is the wrong word. I feel like, you know what? No. Okay, inferior is absolutely the wrong word. She would be frustrated at how they get localized a lot of the time, because especially in that time period, they messed with the localization a lot. But she would probably be a massive fan of a lot of the dub actors of her favorite anime.
I don't know why, but just the word inferior is really
no, inferior
funny.
is definitely not the right word. She's not like a judgmental cunt like that.
You know what it is? It's because I worked
she would
on
be a little bit of a purist.
I worked on some lackadaisy stuff today that involved Mordecai, and now I'm just thinking of inferior. Like that, like the way he would say it.
Have you shown Fable and Tracy Bridge Kids yet?
I told Fable all about Bridge Kids.
You need to show them Bridge Kids and show them how Fugger is just young Mordecai with zero riz.
I don't want to drink that. It has yellow number 5. I mean, it lowers your sperm count. You're counting your sperm. I'm a bachelor now. Like, guys, if you haven't watched Bridge Kids,
massive shout out to Bridge Kids. It is so fucking funny. It's a little on the edgy side.
No, it is literally the same as like an Aqua Team Hunger Force.
Yeah, it's very much like an Adult Swim show. Like, I know a lot of people like our show because it's like very cute and stuff. If you're looking for that kind of thing, that is not what Bridge Kids is. It is very much like an Adult Swim show, but it's really, really good, and I highly recommend it. It just makes me laugh.
The writing, it's all just because all the jokes are just like dialogue jokes, and it's very well written. So, yeah, shout out to Bridge Kids.
We are big Bridge Kids fans. In fact, last night, Dave, I rewatched the Halloween episode.
Oh god, yeah, that one ends in quite a way.
Good. I'm not gonna spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, but there's a dude in it that's really, really fucking creepy, and I love it.
Ratsy says, I just broke a hanger. My apologies.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Which far-fetched character is most likely to know some random skill that would almost never come up in regular life? Ooh.
Griff.
I was gonna say probably Griff.
Griff's one of those guys that just knows a lot more than you'd think, probably.
We have a thing where, like, and it has never been in any comic or anything or any part of the pilot or episodes yet, but, like, Griff actually is a good skateboarder. It's just never mentioned.
The other thing that I want to include with Griff once we go into the actual series is I want Griff to wear Heelys just everywhere. Like, he's always just motion tweening around.
He's just good at, like, being on wheel, which is really funny because his pants are so long, so he constantly trips over himself.
That's another thing that we should add. Like, so, when we go into the actual series, I want to heavily redesign a lot of the characters. Like, I have a lot of changes that I want to make already to improve things, once we get into the full show, because we didn't know very much what we were doing when we started out, and we've learned a lot, and I'm just like, oh, there's a bunch of ways that I can improve these characters, and make their designs especially better. One thing that I want to do is incorporate the Heelys thing with Griff more, and I also want to have his, like, pants, like the bottom of his pants, just be shredded.
Yeah, I agree with that because of how often he trips over himself.
Yeah, a lot more battle damage.
Griff has real goofy Bill and Ted energy. Yeah, that's the point. I'm a big Bill and Ted fan. So, in fact, one of the few T-shirts I own is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey T-shirt. Y'all should make a bad Kira popsicle as a keychain or something. That's an idea.
Do that. We
We
want to
already
make
have
bad
like
popsicle keychains.
we
Actually,
have a. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, actually, let me write that down on the fucking merch document right now.
We have like a drawing already that was an adventricular of like the Papa Swirl popsicle that's just like bad melted and everything, like the SpongeBob or Sonic one. So yeah, you'll probably see that.
No, that is definitely a piece of merch that we've tossed around the idea for like over a year now, I think, and I just keep forgetting to do it. So thank you for reminding us.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to make more new merch. It's been long enough, I think, that I feel comfortable
Also,
making
guys,
more merch.
reminder, please don't spam the same question like 45 times. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
answer it if you do. Um, let's see.
I'm noticing a bunch of errors in the animation as I go.
We've talked. Okay, what do you think Sesamoid's favorite bands would be? So we're gonna put this out at some point. We have like an album chart, and we also have like Spotify playlists of like character playlists, both of like what describes their personalities and also like
What kind of
what
songs
they
they would
would
listen to?
enjoy.
Yeah.
Those will come out. I want to make that like little like 5 album chart per character thing. We will do that probably for a Farfetch Friday soon. It's just that narrowing it down is hard. Um,
There's so many good ones out there.
well, the thing is, we know what the character's like. It's just like picking prime examples is the tough part.
Yeah, picking like which example is like the best one.
Like like a really good one for like you really like Weens the mollusk for Griff.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of something he would listen to and also that fits his vibe.
Yeah, and also I put Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al on there, which is like also my favorite Weird Al song.
For those who don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but Ween is the band whose music inspired SpongeBob.
Correct. It's also they did Ocean Man, you know, in the
Ocean
SpongeBob
Man.
movie. I love them. They did they're close friends with one of my favorite bands of all time, Primus, who I made a joke about on a Warren post the other day, and like 2 people got it, and I was proud of them. I can't wait for the pilot. Thank you so much. We can't wait to give it to you. Honestly, we mean that. We mean that.
I am so ready for it to be out there.
I'm so tired of people not seeing it.
Ugh.
Who do you think will be the most? Ooh, this is a good question. Who do you think will be the most controversial character,
Drain.
and who do you think the most beloved character will be?
Drain for both.
Drain is both answers.
Drain is going to be a little bit controversial because he starts out as a bit of a scumbag. He's kept in check because we don't like to glorify, bad behavior and shit like that. But also,
you
we
had
want to
bad
be realistic.
characters, though.
Yeah, but want to handle it correctly. But he starts out pretty shitty, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who genuinely don't like him, and that's fine.
And that's fine, but like comparing Drain to some of the other villains in this show, like he's like there's a lot worse people in this show.
He's going to be very much a straight Wallace. A lot of the time.
Yeah.
For those who've seen Scott Pilgrim.
Guys, if I was fully gay and not just bi, I would just 100% be Wallace Wells from Scott Pilgrim in real life. That's just my personality.
I told you that in high school, my friends used to call me Wallace as like an insult. And now I'm just like, why was that an insult? Wallace is awesome.
He says, like, he has like every good line. And oh yeah, Ashley finished watching the Scott Pilgrim series last night.
It's so good. It's amazing. I hate that I waited so long to finally watch it, but it was great and I loved it.
Jacob's here. Oh yeah, I love Griffin Drain's dynamic is one of my favorites too, Jacob. because it's not what you would expect, but it's really funny.
The sweet ace boy and the awful straight man.
Will Farfetch have any crossovers? Are you open to the idea? We're open to the idea of it with other, like, maybe some other, shows and stuff. It just depends on, it has to make sense for the story. That's all it is. Like, there's for example, like, if there were other characters from shows or maybe, like, creators that were in, like, bands for, like, a Battle of the Band episode, that's a possibility of a crossover.
Or, like, doing fun little cameos would be really fun, too. Like how Monkey Wrench has a Farfetch cameo and Billy Bustup has one.
Like I said, those are fine. As far as just, like, full-on, like, written, acted cameos, honestly, that has to be...
Battle of the Bands would be, like, the most fitting crossover episode that we could ever possibly do. We share
Corn in South Park. Yeah, actually, yeah. That was. I remember that there was the episode of. Oh God! Now that I think about it, that episode kind of is Farfetched. It's a whole episode where the band Korn, right?
Yeah.
They are done in the Hanna-Barbera style on Halloween in South Park to solve a mystery.
That's really
and I'm
good.
Like, but the joke is it's like super wholesome until the end when it's actually just Korn performing like their fucking new metal. Like,
okay, but Dave, you know what we could do a crossover with 1,000,000%, and it would work perfectly, is Scooby-Doo.
We would have to get like
they do crossovers with literally fucking anyone.
I'm scared it's too obvious.
That's why it would be great. I want to see Kira and
everybody already accuses us of ripping Scooby-Doo off, so it's like it makes me uncomfortable.
Sometimes you have to embrace it, Dave. Sometimes you have to admit your inner cringe. It's okay.
It's not cringe, it's just like I don't know. Hold on,
yeah, Adam says if Supernatural could do it, Farfetch could do it.
That's true. That crossover is pretty great. The Supernatural one.
The Scooby-Natural episode of Supernatural is mandatory watching for anybody I have working on this show. Like, I have forced so many people to sit down and watch that episode with me. Because I'm just like, you want to know what Farfetch tone is going to be? It's this.
Creeper6677. When did you come up with Farfetch the first time? We went over this story in the update video, but the long and short version of it is basically Ashley has had the characters of Rue and Kira for a very long time, since being
I was 12.
A youngin'. And then also Quinn more recently.
2016 for Quinn.
It was a thing where she reached out to me to help write the Hell Puppy short. And then we got like... We kind of both were like, I was back home working at the butcher shop, and you were kind of like, wanting to work on this thing, and we kind of were like, we could start writing this again, and we started working on it from afar, and it kind of turned into this thing where we were like, well, Ashley, I love you, but I hate to break it to you, but if we're going to make this like a full thing, we're going to need more than 3 characters.
Yeah, initially the idea was to have it be more of a slice of life kind of thing, where the occasional supernatural thing happened. And then we wanted to expand it more into being like kind of a monster of the week sort of deal with like a really big overarching plot and like an interesting world with a bunch of cool lore and shit. And so it's like, okay, we need more characters, we need more story to flesh out.
And what happened is that, because one of the things was the original idea you had pitched was you liked the idea of Quinn working in a music store, like a record store.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned like I could totally see Quinn being in a band, and I was the one who was like, well, what if like his bandmates are the other characters?
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of got into this thing where it's like, okay, well, what if we actually did like this sort of like play on. I guess it is sort of like this whole play on the sort of Scooby-Doo dynamic, where instead of like
Scooby-Doo, Josie
mystery,
and the Pussycats, that sort of
like
thing.
the whole Hanna-Barbera dynamic, but instead of like teen solving mysteries, we sort of like parodied it a little bit, where it's like, no, they're like a full band like that, but the joke is that they
Instead of
thank
solving
you, Michael.
mysteries, they just cause problems.
They cause problems in a town where like actual problems with monsters and science stuff occur, and they kind of get themselves stuck in the middle of it, and they're willfully underprepared, both financially and physically, for the whole thing. Like, and so they kind of turned into this whole thing where we just
it's a bit of an allegory for like trying to jump into an adulthood and feeling like completely unprepared for it.
And also, like, to wrap it up, basically, we just spent like afternoons coming up with the entire lore of the series, like all the characters, the villains, monsters, setting, like narrative details, and we were. I remember at one point we were like, "What the fuck has this become?" Like,
it's so different now from what it was.
And now it's like a full-fledged like horror comedy musical narrative, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is something I want to watch. Let's make it. And then you were like, you want to move here, and I'm like, okay.
All right,
and
fuck
I did.
It, why not?
How do you come up with such cool names for your characters? Takes me forever to find a good one. First of all, that's very sweet of you to say. I am obsessed with two things when it comes to character naming: alliteration and subtle references. Which is why, like, Warren Weber is a thing. Like, the WW, I love, like, that kind of stuff. Piper Stubbs. Stubbs is actually a reference to Levi Stubbs, who is the voice of Audrey 2 in Little Shop of Horrors. Griff is a reference to Griffin Dunn from American Werewolf in London. Reagan, that's the most obvious, The Exorcist. Rue Cervello, can I tell them should we say what that means in
Yeah, we
the
can say
language?
what that means.
What in it's Italian, right?
Rue is Roman, I think. I can't remember. But that means regret, like rue the day, regret. And then Cervello is brain in Italian, so her name means regret brain.
As you know, Rue is a giant ball of anxiety, so her name literally translates to regret brain.
You were not sure about the last name Cervello, and then when I told you what it meant her name would mean, you were instantly sold.
I had a regret brain being like, this is perfect. Yeah, but as far as coming up with names, it's just like, taking little fun things about your characters and just trying to, see what clicks. And your names might change. Piper's original name was Alice. Griff's original name was Chester.
Yep.
I
think Quinn's original name was like Dylan or some shit like that.
Dylan.
I think his original name was gonna be Griffin at one point too.
Yeah, it definitely fits with Griff. Quinn fits for Quinn very much. Can regret brain be on a shirt, please? Well, there's an idea.
There you go. Sure, why not? I'd be down.
God, that should be like. Oh my God, that should be the title of one of the original Sesamoid songs.
Oh my God, it should.
That should be the. Oh fuck! I don't want to spoil that, but that should be the song title.
No, that song needs a serious title.
What do you mean? Regret brain is so serious.
We could find like an alternate way of saying regret brain and make it that song's title. I'm so ready to start working on that song.
Yeah. Oh, it's Dave, Ashley, Kitchen Gremlin here. If you could have one food item for the show come to life, what would it be? Oh God, that's a good question. Grilk.
I almost said Grilk, and then I felt sick.
Have we really established any other like in canon eatery besides Grilk, or like you want to make the fucking Thanksgiving monster that Clodagh killed? I don't know.
There's the Thanksgiving monster. There's the I want to eat the giant gingerbread man.
Oh yeah, the one that Piper took a bite out of.
I don't know why, but I feel like he would be spongy.
You can make Clodagh's shepherd's pie.
You know what? Oh, okay. Goal for the series. I want us to include a bunch of like food, like unique food, and then eventually one day have a far-fetched cookbook.
Ashley.
Huh?
What if we make a Clodagh cookbook, like a really crappy?
Yeah! Oh my god!
Like put
she
one
made
together.
It herself.
Yeah.
Make the paper really shitty.
Yep.
That would be
God.
Fun. And it's
Clodagh's Irish Delight.
It's a bunch of really fucking weird, stupid recipes. Like logs on an ant.
That's one of my favorite jokes from the...
It's such a dumb joke. So, spoiler alert for episode 1. We have it mostly written. We've got like a good chunk of it written, and then we have a solid outline. I want to go back and rework a bunch of it. But one thing we're not going to lose is Clodagh walks in, is like, "Hey Darius, would you like logs on an ant?" And it's just a giant pile of celery with like one little raisin at the very bottom.
Yeah, you know, like the like ants on a log, which is like raisins with peanut butter on a celery stick. She's like, "Do you want logs on an ant?" And it's like 500 pieces of celery with peanut butter with one raisin on top.
That was her way of trying to convince Quinn to eat a little bit healthier when he was younger. It's like, all the logs are crushing the ant. You have to save it by eating all the celery. Is this working? No, eat it anyway, you little shit.
It's gonna be like that scene where Pearl gives Mr. Krabs, like, "Open up, it's time for the pill."
It's giving stupid. It's giving dumb baby.
It's giving...
You know what? I changed my mind. Fucking, when people asked earlier who our favorite characters are, it's Clodagh for me.
It keeps going, like it jumps.
It switches around. It depends on who I'm, like, building currently. Like, whose lore and stuff I'm really working on.
I don't know if you guys are supposed to know something. You're not supposed to pick your favorite child. You're supposed to love them all the same. Except Drain. He's a piece of shit.
Fuck Drain. We hate Drain.
Sometimes I hate Quinn, too. I'm not gonna lie.
Quinn deserves to be hated, though.
You know what's really funny? Quinn is always the favorite because everybody loves him. I would punch Quinn in the face in real life.
I would hate Quinn in person.
Yeah, I would hate him, but...
He's really hot, though, so he would get away with it, and I'd probably still like him, but fuck Quinn.
To be honest, I'd probably hang out with Warren and...
You and Warren would get along really well.
Okay, sorry. I need to answer. What message will this show teach us and how it could impact others? That's a deep question.
The message that I want to try and give with this show is trying to tell people a lot of the things that I needed to hear when I was transitioning into adulthood. And trying to figure out life and trying to figure out how to not be a massive ball of anxiety.
The reason why our characters are like from the ages of like 22 to 25 is because that was when, I don't know about you guys, or if you are going through that age, is that is, funny enough, when your regret brain starts to turn into your normal brain.
It's when your brain finally fully develops and you realize, oh shit, this is real. I gotta figure stuff out.
You're on your own. You're surviving it. You're figuring out how to be an adult through actually doing it during that time. And that's why I think it's so important that the gang, even though they're all misfits and different in their own way, they do help each other to grow. And because I'm a big found family kind of writer, so... Mm-hmm.
One of the other big things that I want to have via message in the show is you can be an adult, quote unquote, and still not have shit figured out. That's fine. Nobody does. like one of the we've said this in Cloda's bio, I believe, so I guess we can talk about this, is that Cloda didn't even start pursuing her dreams of being a musician until she had kids and was in her 30s.
Yep.
Like, she had already, quote unquote, lived her life, basically, as a lot of people would say. And I want to show that, like, it doesn't matter where you are in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you have a passion for something, you can go for it no matter what. You don't have to have shit figured out right away. You can take your time. You can, oh God, what's the word when you put stuff off? Procrastinate. Thank you. I'm very dumb. You can procrastinate and still go after things when you're older. It's fine. Like, you have a lot of life to live. It's never too late to start.
But at the same time, you have to be doing something. Like, you have to, like, start to build that drive to prepare yourself. You don't have to handle everything at once.
Grab life by the horns and live it.
Honestly, I don't want to be sappy. Somebody in the chat was talking about Adventricular, and like why somebody asked earlier why was that the first song you guys decided to put out. Honestly, I think the real reason is because it still is. It's the credits song for the pilot. But we just loved it so much that we're like, this is kind of a good... And the lyrics are about basically, starting a new adventure. Like, it's about basically kicking off the series, essentially.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't think about this, but, like, that song is kind of also has this message of, like, like the whole, like, you can't afford to sit aside and let the world pass you by. They're at this point where they're like, no, we have to, if we're going to go somewhere, we got to start now. And I think that's a very important sort of thing in life, where it's like, you can take it slow, but you can't just sit there. You gotta, you gotta get up. You
gotta get this motor going.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just kind of like a song for the characters to say, here we are, we're starting on our adventure. And it also was a song for us to kind of say, all right, we're in this, we're going, we're making this.
Yeah. As someone who just entered her 20s as of last week, I really appreciate that. I'm mostly planning to use my 20s to work, but I still want to find out to be happy. Let me tell you something. As somebody who is going to turn 30 in a month and is terrified, it is okay. Use your 20s to find out what you like and make mistakes. Your
20s are a great time to fuck around and find out.
Yes, because your 30s, for the longest time, I was terrified. This societal pressure that if you don't have every single thing in your life figured out, like, you're settled down, you have a career, you have a partner, blah, blah, blah. Everything by the time you're 30, you're done. Because kids on the internet with their talk tick are like, old man, you're 30. No, it's not true. In fact, I am now looking forward to the next 10 years of my life with an actual... Now that I'm like, oh, I know what I do and what my skill sets are now, and I know who my friends are and my family are. So, do not fear...
Your 30s are for realizing what actually matters.
Yes.
And realizing that a lot of stuff doesn't matter. Crystal, speaking of things that do matter, hello, friend.
Crystal, who voices a character... Crystal voices in the show, but you haven't met that character yet.
You're not going to meet her for a little while.
Yeah. She says, cover the basics, but not having shit figured out can be so wonderful. Committing to what your life will be too early is the real heartbreaker. I'd rather be lost than trapped. That is very
true.
Yeah, that is true.
That also is to say, though, it's never too late to restart.
No, I had to do that. That was fun. Let's see. Do you have any tips for someone who wants to get into character design?
Character design is really not my strong suit. So I don't know if I have good advice. But what I do is I try and dissect character designs that I really like and figure out why I like them, why they work, and just kind of mess around. Another good thing for character design that I've heard is don't be afraid. Oh, hello, Jacob. Don't be afraid to like go out into the real world and just sketch random people that you see in real life.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because there's a lot of really unique looking people out there.
There sure
that
are.
offer fantastic inspiration. But other than that, I am not a character designer, so I really don't have much good advice. But you can look around online and find the portfolios of actual character designers and look at what they do and see if maybe they have any tutorials or advice that they've offered online. There's a bunch of really good YouTube tutorials too out there.
I'd say our character designers, Max and KK, phenomenal.
I designed this thing, so that tells you what.
There you go. Yeah, this is what
my character design philosophies are, which is chaos.
This is a Nichols original right here. Also, everybody, welcome Jacob, the voice of Griff.
Yeah, hello.
Here.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Right.
No, you're fine. Welcome, man. How you doing?
I'm actually home for one of these. Usually, whenever you guys have these, I'm out on the town, so I'm not able.
This
to
is a last-second decision. We're 15 minutes before Ashley was like,
trying to force myself to stream more.
Stream, and I was texting on my phone, and Ashley, by the way, Ashley at the mall got me a Michael Myers cinnamon-scented car freshener.
I saw it and knew you needed to have it.
So, I'm in an all-time high mood.
Actually, look at Discord DMs.
Oh, let me see.
While you do that, Co-Animation says, Dave, what was it like coming out of Louisiana? I'm a Louisiana native, and things can be tricky out here. Any advice? Things can be tricky in Louisiana. I lived there for 23 years. Honestly, like, when I try to, look back at the positive cultural aspects of the state, the music, the food, the camaraderie, the culture. But yeah, there's a lot of, unfortunately, some sort of stuck in the past ideals, some not so great thoughts about others there. I'm sure you catch my drift. You just you just try your best to blow past it. I have some relatives who come to Thanksgiving and Christmas sometimes who have said some things that I've had to tell them don't talk to me as a result. So it's just a thing where it's like, a lot of places like that in the South haven't really had the opportunity to expand their ideology out, to learn more about how things are now. So if that says anything.
You can still love an area you came from, even if it isn't perfect, though.
I still love crawfish etouffee, and I still listen.
You still need to take me somewhere to have crawfish for the first time. I've never had it.
You've never had crawfish?
No, she hasn't.
No, I haven't. I know. I'm sorry,
dude. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, fun fact: Dave and I actually went to the same university.
That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's so wacky.
This is so funny because Jacob and I, we never knew each other until a few years ago. But apparently, he and I went to the same college where I was a freshman and he was a senior, worked for the same college radio station, and never ran into each other.
Yep.
Dave, can I be mean to you for like 3 seconds?
When are you fucking not?
I always forget that Jacob's older than you.
I am a lot older than you. Most of you might think.
You have because he has such youthful spirit, and I have that of an old man.
His soul isn't as dead as yours is. I always forget. I love you, Dave.
Yeah. I'm in my
30s. Well, by the way, Jacob, next month will be 30.
Yeah,
we're all gonna be 30.
Well, you can.
Can I tell the gumbo nut story?
Of course.
So, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of that, my good friend Jacob came down to meet me because he was wonderful enough to build me a PC I had used for a while because my original one went kaput. This kind gentleman, and we decided to meet up. And he had brought his lovely wife along. We went to one of my favorite restaurants in Baton Rouge, which I'm not going to dox, but they had a lovely menu, and one of the things was Jacob was like, "Oh, I haven't had good gumbo in a while." And so I ate the gumbo, and then so what I was informed by apparently, it was that evening, right after the meetup.
That very evening. That
You-
very evening indeed.
You and your wife did the devil's dance, as they call it.
Got busy. Yeah, yeah.
And then according to 9 months later,
If you look at the date, it lines up.
if you look at the date, that was the night that your wife was pregnant with your first child.
Yes, that's the
And
night
the
that I was
gumbo
gifted my
gave
first
him
son.
It was all
The
because I
pizzazz.
bought him a bowl of gumbo to give him the
Yep.
strength to perform.
You need
So-
to grab Jacob's son and look him dead in the eye and go, "I'm your real father.
I
I'm the
am
only
a-
reason you exist."
I'm gonna grab your son and say, "I am Uncle Gumbo. Fear me."
And he's just gonna start just crying in Japanese to his dad, going, "I don't understand. Who's this scary man?"
I already told you. You gave me permission to be the uncle that's gonna get to show your kids like the fun horror movies, like Ernest Scared Stupid.
You're gonna be the cool uncle for sure. You're gonna be
Yeah,
the cool uncle.
Uncle Gumbo.
Yeah, so now we lovingly refer to that event as Uncle Dave's Gumbo Nut.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll find that in Cloda's cookbook as well.
Speaking of which, Ashley has given me permission. I've got a friend here with me. I can go grab.
Yeah. You got a special guest that you wanted to bring onto
Hold
the
on.
stream.
Oh my
Matt! Matt! You said you wanted to talk to Dave and Ashley, right? Oh, I'm on call with them.
Wait, who is this?
Oh, dude, don't be shy. Come here, Matt. All right, guys. You guys probably already know him, but this is my friend Matt. I'm gonna let him. Come here. It's the Farfetch'd guy. Yeah. Hold on. Hello, Farfetch fans. It's me, your boy MatPat, and I'm very happy to be here on Film Theory, answering your burning questions about all things Farfetched. How's it going, Dave and Ashley?
Wow,
Oh my God,
Pat,
Matt.
I can't believe you came out of retirement just for us.
Just
How's
for
it
us.
treating
I've come
you,
out of
buddy?
retirement just to talk about Farfetch'd, and here I am.
I am so excited for your classic Matrick Patrick theory on Farfetch.
Thank you. I do have some very interesting theories about Farfetch'd, actually, that I'd like to share with you and see if you agree with them.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, I'd love to hear
what you've got.
First theory is that Warren is actually Kira's brother. Is that correct or no?
Oh,
Oh,
I
we
don't know
can't
if I don't know
confirm
if
that yet.
they can give it away, but
You'll be
I
hearing,
knew it.
you'll be hearing from my lawyers later, though. I told you.
You
to
see,
stop
my dear
snooping
theorists,
through
we're
our
never wrong
lore.
over here on Film Theory.
I told you to stop snooping through our lore documents, Matt.
Look, Jacob left his computer open. I'm just here. I'm just here. It's not my fault.
true.
All right, Matt, give us another theory.
My next theory is that Reagan is a what do they call those things from Harry Potter that can talk to snakes? Silver tongue.
Parseltongue?
Yeah. Is Reagan one of those?
I almost said Dementor. That's how I forgot about so much Harry Potter shit. Yeah.
No, MatPat, our universe is not shared with Harry Potter.
Also, I'm not gonna give any fucking credit to J.K. Rowling for anything I create. Fuck that bitch.
I should have thought about that theory a little soon. I theorize that Regan is gay. I mean, that's kind of obvious. Though,
I
isn't
mean,
it?
yeah. You got that one. You check our website. Figure
He
that
has
out
a
for yourself.
girlfriend. I think she's gay. Well done, Sherlock Holmes.
I might have stumbled across a certain website that has information regarding your series. Mayhaps it be farfetched.show.
MatPat does an entire Farfetch theory, but it's just him reading the website.
My
What?
dearest theory, we've done the research and the deep diving, so you don't have to. You just read the website.
Today's question, is Wikipedia really a free encyclopedia? Let's find out.
Well,
By the way,
thank
for
you
those
so
who
much,
haven't caught
MatPat.
on, for those who haven't caught on, I am not MatPat.
I'm
It's just
so
me the whole
I'm
time.
so sad that MatPat's retired because I really wanted to do like a film theory parody video with Farfetch'd
That would be
at some
amazing.
point, but now it feels like it's in poor taste.
Yeah,
Because the man's retired.
Yeah. It is really funny where like when we hired Jacob, because I wanted Jacob for the voice of Griff, and we figured out the voice, we suddenly realized, oh, it is just kind of angsty MatPat. Like,
Dude, there were some takes where like Dave was like, Jacob, you really do sound like MatPat. You gotta like,
Yeah, tone that down,
gotta,
buddy.
like, we gotta like steer away from
Yeah.
that. So, like, I think our solution was like we brought Griff kind of up here, and like sometimes he kind of like gives a little bit of a rasp, but not like a whole lot.
yeah.
That was like our happy medium.
Well, there you go. That was Matthew Patrick's epic appearance. Everybody, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm gonna head out, and remember, my dear theorists, it's not. Wait, what does he say? Fuck. Oh yeah, but that's not just a theory. Film theory. All right, Jacob, come get your fucking computer back. I'm tired of talking to these fucking people.
It's classic. What's the slogan? That it's not a theory; it's admissible in court. That's what he says at the end of every episode.
Oh, that one got me. It's not just a theory; it's admissible in court. That's good.
Fucking MatPat better be making crazy royalties from the FNAF franchise for writing
Here's a good
all of
question.
Scott's lore for him.
Bell asked who in Farfetch would be subscribed to game theory.
Griff.
Griff would be like, brother? Like
Griff and Rue would be really into it. Like, Rue would be super into it and, like, repeat all of MatPat's theories as if they're, like, fact.
I feel like
Griff would just find it funny that MatPat sounds like him. He's like,
I
oh,
feel
my
like-
long-lost brother.
I feel like Piper would be into it because I feel like Piper would be like the kind of person who knows all of the FNAF lore and wants to tell you about it.
Piper would be the one who would be having a debate with him in the comments. Like, not arguing or being angry, but being like, okay, I see where you were coming with that. However, there was this other piece of information in this side project that was released on mobile that goes against that. Like,
Let me tell you why this was not William Afton. And it's like,
Piper be like, actually.
oh
oh
no.
no, don't make Piper a Redditor, no!
Piper can't be Fugger. No. Warren would have to tell. Warren would have to tell Rue that Sans is not Ness. There's a running joke with Kiz, dude, our comic sketch artist, that she wants Rue to be in love with Sans.
Oh, I made that canon.
Well, okay, that's fair. I guess I don't have a
Even though
choice now.
Sans didn't exist back in that time period, that's canon.
Yeah.
Rue's obsessed with Sans. Oh my god, Rue would be all over all the fan theories about fucking Gaster. She would be obsessed with that.
Sans is just Dave Capdeville.
Yeah.
Ew, I don't.
It's shocking the similarities.
You know what's funny is that like Sans is mostly me, but I think it's really tough because Sans is one of my all-time favorite characters. But when we played Deltarune, I fell in love with Lancer so much.
Lancer's like your son.
Yeah, Lancer is my son. I was like, this is my little baby boy going out and
You're just
saving
like
the world
you're just
on his
like
bike.
Queen adopting him.
Yeah.
He is my baby. I will take him under my wing. Under me wing. I don't know why I got turned into a pirate there. Arg, matey.
Under me wing.
Under me wing.
Crystal Moon 42. Do you have any advice for aspiring writers? I want to be a screenwriter, writing a book right now. You're
Oh.
taking the first step. Good job. And I want to know if you have any tips. Well, first of all, like I said, you're already doing the right thing by doing something. As far as like getting it out there, it just takes completing it. Sharing your work to people who you think might, give you honest criticism. Putting it out there, utilizing social media with that. And honestly, just like that's the hard thing we talked about last time with like writing, with like finding other projects, is just like being on the lookout for, who is looking for people to collaborate with,
Yeah. Getting started with writing is really, really hard. But if you're passionate about it, you can absolutely do it.
Yeah, I'm not a writer, but I feel like it's one of those things. Maybe you just like, how do I get started? Is like just do it, even if
Yeah.
it's even if it's shit. Just do it.
That's
You know?
exactly right.
Same thing in music. A lot is applicable there. Just do it.
We've
Even if
all
it's garbage, you
done
never
like
release it.
as young, when we were kids, have done. We got started by doing the cringiest stuff, like, Jacob. I'm sure you made music and stuff when you were a little kid. That
Oh, I have tons of music that's never going to see the light of day for sure.
guys, when I was 16 years old, I tried to write an entire Broadway musical, and it's the cringiest thing alive.
I want to see that really bad.
And then Ashley, we're using your cringe as the mascot for our show.
You're using my Danny Phantom OCs.
Well, okay, I guess one of us escaped. Dave, how's little Gizmo? He's right here and he's good. I had to replace his bedding because I think he's allergic to like the carpet bedding, so I had to get him wood shavings.
Yeah, poor little baby boy. He was allergic to paper bedding.
Dear Ashley, what advice do you have for an inspiring animator? I'm currently trying to get an animation, and I want to make my own series someday.
There are a ton of YouTube tutorials out there. If you're looking to learn just the basics of animation, Harry Partridge's Basics of Animation tutorial is the one tutorial that I've heard a million people say is what got them started. It's very old, so I'm sure there's newer and slightly better ones that you could be looking at now. But honestly, give it a check out. Like, give it a try. Can't hurt. Consume as much information as possible. Watch as many tutorials as you possibly can. And then just start doing it. Start practicing. A really good thing to use as practice to learn with early on, if you're looking to also like produce online content and start building an audience, is making animation memes with like OCs of yours or characters from shows that you like, stuff like that. Fantastic place to start. It gives you a template to work off of. It gives you animation to study and learn from. It lets you practice new techniques while also releasing it on YouTube and growing an audience. So I highly recommend animation memes. And if you're looking to make your own show, the number one piece of information that I always give people is start out small. Do not dive into a full animated pilot immediately. You can start making your show like right away. Go for it. Fuck it. The only way you're going to learn how to do that is by doing it. So if you want to start writing it and like boarding it and all that stuff, go for it. Have fun. But making a full animated pilot is a massive undertaking, bigger than most people understand, and a lot more expensive than a lot of people know. So start out really small, and that could be making comics with your characters, doing an audio drama, doing storyboard animatics. It could be literally anything you want to do. Just start out making really, really small pieces of content. It could be even be single drawings with just writing on it of the characters talking. Like, it could be literally anything. But start out really, really small. Learn how to do visual storytelling, which is why I say starting with comics is a great place. It's visual storytelling, all the same as animation. Or doing animatics, that's another great way to learn visual storytelling. Actually, a great book for that is Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. If you're really looking into how to tell stories visually,
I'm gonna read it, all right?
That is an excellent place to start. Tons of people recommend it. And I know it's a book about comics, but comics and animation are sister mediums. They are very, very similar. They use a lot of the same visual language. They teach you how to make characters and create a story. So that's why I always highly recommend that. And if you look at most indie projects out there right now that are big, most of them started as comics. Like, Has Been just came out. That started out as the comic Zoophobia. Lackadaisy, which we both work on, that started out as a comic, and it's still going as a comic.
In fact, my job as a writer on Lackadaisy has been taking the original 2 volumes of Tracy's comic and helping like change it up, update it, find make the story more for it like
adaptation.
So
but
do comics.
Yeah, that's why I always recommend that. And like I said, you don't have to start there. It's just, a recommendation. But in any case, start learning how to write, start building your characters, your world, learn how to tell stories visually, start very, very small, work your way up to it, and you will be able to do it. 100% believe in you. I hope you get to make it, and I hope to see your story someday.
Best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck to you.
Will Cheese Grater ever appear in the show? Yes.
I'm excited. Like, I'm not a part of Cheese Grater, and I don't think I'm going to be involved in their music at all, but I'm very excited for their music.
Yes. I love that poster so much that Cross did. Such a cool design.
I feel like Cheese Grater, you're just gonna like take Hunter and Brett and just be like, go for it. Like,
Yep.
just
Make some of the heaviest shit you've ever
For those
seen.
who don't know, Cheese Grater is one of the in-universe bands. That they are a heavy metal band that all their songs are cheese themed. So do with that what you will. Songs like oh god, what was one? Oh, Fondue or Die.
Fondue or Die.
Yeah, for
we
instance.
had a bunch of them. Like
Black and Blue, but spelled like BLEU.
It's like Gouda, get out of
Oh
here.
yeah, Gorgonzola.
Didn't we
Yeah,
also want to have all the band members be Swiss dudes?
Yeah, that was the joke.
Because it was Swiss
Yeah,
cheese.
Yeah.
yeah,
Swiss black metal.
yeah, exactly. People are saying Gumbo Nut should be a band.
Gumbo Net is an excellent band name. Holy shit.
That's
Like a Zydeco band.
Yeah, like a Zydeco. That'd be awesome.
Zydeco
Oh,
in
man.
universe. Dude, if you made Zydeco music Farfetch'd like in universe, people wouldn't know what to do because so many people haven't even heard of Zydeco music.
Yeah, there's no joke. I don't want to spoil this because this is a personal thing, but actually only Adam knows about this, but I guess I'll say it. I actually do have sort of an idea for a project that's a music project called Gumbo Bastard. So
that would be so fun.
So I might keep that outside of this show. But
It's like thrash Zydeco, so it's like if Primus made Zydeco.
yeah, kind of.
Do it,
You kind of
dude. That'd
nailed
be
it.
fun.
You kind of nailed what I was going for.
That doesn't sound bad though. That's good. I look forward to hearing what comes of it, man.
All right, but let's see. How insecure would Quinn be going out of the house without his makeup? Extremely.
Oh, he would never in a million years.
I feel like
He's-
even if there was like a nuclear event going on and like everyone had to escape and go to the
If-
bunker.
Maybe if
makeup suddenly just disappeared from the world, he would wear a mask everywhere from now on.
the only way Quinn would go outside without makeup is if he saw Clodagh with a bomb strapped to her chest tied across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clodagh would have to
Yeah.
be in danger. Anybody else could go fuck themselves.
Yeah, honestly.
Anybody else
Quinn-
can just die.
It's really funny how we didn't intend this at first, but we've written Quinn as such a grandma's boy.
Yeah, he
like-
was a grandma.
He doesn't want to show it, but he so much is.
For
Like
those,
he wants.
for those who don't know, Quinn was abandoned by his parents when he was really young, so he was raised by his grandmother, who's a rock musician that taught Quinn basically everything he knows, and is the reason he wanted to make a band. And I wanted to include that because I was raised by my grandparents. I call
Aw.
them my parents just for the sake of like easy communication with other people. But they're technically my grandparents, and they raised me since I was like, actually, they raised me basically my entire life. They officially took full custody of me when I was like 5. So more or less my parents, but I was just like, you know what? Representation of people who are raised by an older generation, especially, you know, grandparents and stuff. That's not seen enough. I want to include that. So that's why we included that with Quinn.
Plus, Clodagh's like the coolest grandma ever.
It really
so,
is. Even if she's a little bit off her rocker, it's okay.
It's good.
Like
She's
when
a-
my
she's a
grandma
good
played
heart.
bingo and backgammon, her grandma plays the solo to Crazy Train.
One of my favorite jokes we have with Quinn and can I tell the motorcycle thing, Ashley, or should I save that?
What motorcycle thing?
The
save
deal
it.
they have.
Save
'Cause
it.
That's a really funny joke.
It's very funny. That's why we should save it.
Okay. All
Also,
right.
for those who worry that we're like sharing too much, these are just like the shit post ideas that we've come up with just randomly.
The actual deep lore story shit, we're not gonna give you anything.
Yeah.
We're gonna be real. We'll tell you some of like the funnier things that'll happen just to make you laugh. Yeah, you guys have no idea about the narrative, so Haha.
Tell you how careful they're being. I'm sure they would tell me if I asked, but even I don't know a lot of stuff, and I'm
Yeah,
in the show. I voiced the character. You know what I mean? I'm sure they would tell me if I asked, but I want to be surprised as well.
I can't count how many times like you and other crew members have been like, so what's Griff's deal? And we're just like, huh? What? Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I want to know more about my trash boy, but I also want it to be a surprise. I'm super excited.
How many people work on Farfetched? Also, what was the first thing you did when you started working on the project, and was it concept art? Oh god, how many people do we have working on the show now?
Discord.
Now, keep in mind, there are a ton of different facets. You have the actual, like, animated show. You have the Sesboid music production. You have comics. You have merch. So we have, like, a whole kind of, like, different multi-tiered team, you know? Some of them cross over with each other.
Let me see how many people are in the Farfetch server.
We do have a big, our production has a big Discord server that everybody on the team, whoever works on the show, is in there.
Fun fact, almost every single indie production you see is run via Discord server.
Dude, Discord, if Discord ever goes down, we're all fucked, I swear to God.
Yeah, we are screwed.
Like...
That's why we have everybody's emails. So we technically have 89 people in our Discord server for Farfetched.
Oh my god.
However, some of the people in there are just industry friends that we really like who aren't technically working on the show. But just everybody in our crew loves them, we love them, so we're like, ah, fuck it, come hang out with us. You get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, whatever. We also have ex-employees in the server as well. When somebody like quits or just doesn't have time for the project anymore, we don't just boot them out. We like keeping them around because we care about them and they're cool and they helped make our show. So
sometimes, because sometimes people are they work freelance jobs for us and they come and go. So and that's completely normal. So
yeah, and sometimes they come back, sometimes they get a full-time job. Whatever. We don't believe in, kicking people out. And yeah, also keep in mind, every single, branch of production is in this server. Everybody, all the musician people, all the background artists, all the animators, all the cleanup, all the writers, everything.
The caterer, the janitor.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot, but that really is only 5 to 10 people per department.
Yeah.
Which for production isn't much.
And there is some crossover as well.
Yeah, there's crossover.
Yeah, there's definitely crossover.
A perfect example is you work on the music stuff, but you also are a voice actor, or Adam, who does the soundtrack, but also Rue's keyboard stuff and the Sesame songs.
Yeah.
And then some people do who work on storyboards will do stuff for comics, for instance. You know.
There's
Jacob, we got a
crossover between storyboards and comics.
Yes, very much so. Jacob, we got a question for you.
A question for me?
From Doey Joe. Says, question for Jacob. When it comes to music and singing, how does one rock vocal speak like Chester Bennington, Brendan Urie, or Trevor McNevin been getting back into music and heard about mewing?
So first off, be careful. You don't want to damage your instrument, and you very easily can. What really made it click for me, there's a wonderful tri-vocal teacher. Her name is Melissa Cross. She put out a book called The Zen of Screaming. She's a lovely lady. She kind of reminds me of Clodagh, actually. She's like an older woman who just really understands human anatomy and how the makeup of the throat works and what pieces of the throat you use for what functions. And she put out this book, and she has instructional videos on YouTube as well called The Zen of Screaming. That's what really made it click for me. Prior to that, I was doing it very wrong, and luckily I did not injure myself. But yeah, check out The Zen of Screaming by Melissa Cross. I cannot endorse it enough. She teaches all your favorites. She taught Ollie Sykes how to scream, sing, and
wow,
yeah, she's good. She's very good. Very unassuming appearance. What does this little old lady know about it? It's she comes at it. She attacks it from a point of anatomy, right? So these are your false chords, and you should know where those are and use those. And there's a lot to it. Breath control, and because if you put out too much air or not enough air, you're going to use different parts and everything like that. But, there are a lot of intricate details. But yeah, check out the Zenith Screaming by Melissa Cross if you want to get into Fry vocals. Definitely big recommendation.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Also, fun fact, Dave, you noticed this as well. Every male member of Sesamoid, voice acting wise, is also a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, that is wild. Yeah, Jacob, Jonah, and J. Michael are the triple J's are all in Final Fantasy.
That's true. All the boys in Sesamoid also have J's. Their name starts with J.
Oh my god! Holy crap! Every male voice. No, okay. No, Michael Zekas is different.
But he's not in Sesamoid technically.
You have Jacob. You have Jacob, Jonah, J. Michael Zekas.
J.
That's
Michael
like
Zekas, of course.
John Jingleheimer Schmidt, motherfucking
J.
shit.
Michael Tatum, Jonah, and Jacob. Jesus Christ. Oh, and Jason.
You did not plan that. And Jason. Jesus.
Ed
And Jesus.
and
Jesus.
Michael Zekas break the pattern.
Yeah. You have two boys. You have two boys in your voice acting lineup that don't start with J, and that's it.
Wild.
But yeah, J. Michael voices Sid in Final Fantasy VII. Jonah, I believe, voices Gus, like Solemn Gus, in Final Fantasy VII, and I voice Richt in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Awesome.
Dave came to the realization he's like, all my boys are Final Fantasy boys as well.
We should.
I thought that was interesting.
Oh, we
fun.
should actually. We should have somebody draw Griff, Warren, and Quinn as their dressed up in their Final Fantasy costumes.
Oh, that'd be cute.
That'd be cute.
That'd be fun. Hint, hint, artists listening.
Homework. Get to it.
Let's see.
Well, I would say Richt and Griff are polar opposites personality-wise. Richt is definitely a very stereotypical hero kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, get behind me, I'll protect you, that kind of, thing. Or Griff would see big scary Bahamut and be like, oh, that thing's poggers. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy, you hungry?
This is a good question from the Monmon. Sorry, I apologize. How does someone get involved with the back end parts of production like merch? I do merch work professionally and wonder how someone gets into merchandising in the animation industry. That's a good question.
That's a very good question. Be a very good illustrator for one thing. Usually when indie animation people hire merch artists, from my experience, we look at fan artists a lot of the time. Like, I've seen that happen with Has-Been and Lackadaisy, and we do it too. So one avenue could be just make a lot of fan art for whatever it is you're interested in working on. Also, fan art will get you hired just on general productions. Like, there's a lot of actual animation productions out there that just hire fan artists. It's very common.
Reason we hired Kizdude as our lead comic
because
sketch
of her fan art,
artist.
yeah.
Yeah, it's because of her fan art. So.
Another avenue is a lot of merch, and at least on indie things, because that's the only thing I can speak to, is done by other people on the team doing other jobs. So if there's anything else in animation you're interested in getting into, that can be an avenue for that as well. The only piece of advice that I can reliably think to offer right now off the top of my head, though, is just fan art. That'll get you noticed. But yeah, I wish you best of luck with that. I wish I had a better answer, but that's something I've honestly never considered. I can just say, from my experience, what I've seen is, yeah, people tend to hire fan artists or people already working on the team.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Also, I was gonna read out some
go
of the coffee donations that we've got so far. So one is from Fizzy Dizzy. They say, thank you for all the fun content. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for your donation. Trey, hey Trey. He says, Dave won't let me out of the basement. Help. Nope, sorry. You'll have to give us more money to get out of there. Just kidding. Not seriously. Thank you for your donation. We appreciate it. And then Daniel donated as well, I guess. But no, Daniel, also thank you so much for the donation. It's the Daniel that you know, Dave.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah. Always
He's a
asking
sweetie.
insightful questions on the Patreon calls.
All the most insightful.
And then next we've got Death Kitten, with $150. Holy shit!
Jesus Christ!
Thank you.
They say, hey, Ashley just popped in the stream for a bit to say, I hope everything is going okay with the... Oh, it got cut off. Let me see. Hope everything's going okay with the pilot and yourself. I still rewatch all the old streams all the time. Love you guys. Oh, well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Honeycast will be back, I promise. We're working on revamping it. And then next up, we've got Lost Doug the Satyr, who says there should be a band called Giant Clams and Educational Television, since there's a band called Cheese Graters.
That's an awesome name.
That's a great name. Oh, can we say we did something similar, I guess? Well, this isn't similar at all, actually, but I'm going to say it anyway. We did something with the local, like, state university, the local state college. They're the Valeport Crabs.
Yes, because so Valeport, as you guys know, is a port town. So that there's a harbor and everything. So we thought it'd be really funny if the actual local school mascot, for the football team and everything, were the crab. So there's a big mascot crab and everything with the cheerleaders.
And the cheerleaders just do the crab walk where they bend their knees and squat down and then just snap their hands. Go crabs!
And then just that snapping sound.
I've got crab fever.
I've got crabs. You do too.
I've got crabs.
Oh no!
That was the evilest laugh I've ever heard from you, Jacob.
That's gonna be Griff when he finds out how powerful he is.
Dizzy says, I remember someone making a joke that their fans are called the Crustacean Nation.
Oh my god.
That's really good.
I've got crabs, you do too.
Crab Rave performed by Sesamoid. Oh, now we have to do it. The where it says stuff like Obama is dead or whatever, with the crabs dancing on the island.
They turned the Crab Rave meme into a video game, right?
What?
Yeah, it's a full game.
Oh yeah, isn't that thing that
yeah, that's
Cole...
the game that scared the shit out of you.
Yeah, Cole traumatized me with that game.
Dave's scared of big crab.
I'm scared of big crabs. Okay, let me explain. I have what's that called? You're scared of big, deep underwater things.
Megathalassophobia.
I have that, yet I'm a giant Godzilla fan. I don't know what the problem is.
So fun fact, when we were doing research for the fucking pilot, that's when you discovered that you had that phobia.
It's your fault! You kept showing me shit You kept showing me these drowned animatronics that were melting underwater. And then I remember I was playing Doom Eternal, one of my favorite games, and there's this part where you have to jump in the fucking water, and there's this giant, just dead squid carcass, and you have to swim to the other side. I'm like, this sucks.
So Dave, you want to know karma?
Uh-huh.
I didn't used to have it, but I think I've developed megathalassophobia.
Well, now we're even.
So you got your revenge, I guess. Fucking, we were watching Life on Our Planet, that new documentary about the history of the Earth and life and how it's evolved over the years. And it was one of the early episodes. It was these big cone squid things. Oh my god, I'm getting freaked out even just remembering and talking about it. Oh god. I don't know what happened to me. I'm turning into a wuss. Anyway, fucking, they were all floating in the ocean and they just looked like big shadows. And I started to freak out and I was like, I can't look at that. I can't fucking look at that. Turn it off. And so now I'm really curious to see what would happen if I played Subnautica again, because I used to really like that game, but now I think I might not be able to play it.
Cole doesn't like Subnautica. He won't play with me. Can't blame him. Can't blame him.
No.
One of our comics writers, Cole, he's one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my
He
life.
really is.
One of the funniest
wait for you guys to
motherfuckers I
hear
have
more.
ever met.
If you guys, just so you know, for those of you who read the comics, Cole's introduction into our world of Farfetch'd was the one where it ends with thousands of spiders coming out of the Papa Swirl sink.
And his contribution, yet again, which is on our Patreon page, is another comic with tons of spiders.
Cole likes big wizard orbs and thousands of spiders. That's
Yeah.
the kind of... So,
That's his
You can-
If you're a
aesthetic.
fan of spiders, check out the Patreon, only $1 a month.
that's right.
Yeah, what a great endorsement.
If you're a fan
Yeah.
of spiders.
We have Cole on one of these streams.
We do.
He's
Oh
got
my
big
god.
energy.
What was the question? Oh, speaking of this, which Farfetch character would have the most irrational phobia?
That's a Quinn?
Doesn't
Would
Rue have
Quinn-
Rue's fears are at least somewhat rational. She as she gets older, I think she might develop worse phobias if she doesn't get help. I think for the
Piper
most
is
part, her
ve-
stuff's rational.
I think Piper is very scared of a lot of like medical in practice stuff because she's in like line like to do that.
I would argue
You know?
that that's practical too, though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like what everybody's phobias would be like.
I feel like Quinn might have the word, or not
Quinn
practical,
has a phobia
rational.
of labor.
he doesn't have a
sure
phobia of
fucking
labor. But yeah,
No,
yeah.
I feel like Quinn would have the most irrational fears out of anybody. I don't know why. Just that's where my brain goes. Yeah, Rue probably also a bit. I don't know.
I don't
the
think Griff
answers-
is afraid of. I don't think Griff would be afraid of anything. Like scared. I don't know if scared is in his.
You know what Griff
Like,
is
he
a
just seems like
You
he'd
know
be
who
chill.
has the most irrational fear of anyone? It's Drain, because he's terrified of Griff.
yeah, that's the
That is
answer.
the ultimate irrational fear, because Griff is the most harmless little bean in the entire world.
I was gonna say, like, this is gonna sound super corny, but Griff's greatest fear is hurting a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
And then Drain
oh, God,
is
this makes me sad thinking about it.
Drain is terrified of Griff because he doesn't understand his like wholesome chaos. So
Griff's ultimate fear actually is just literally hurting anything.
yeah.
Guy, it makes me sad just thinking about thinking if Griff ever unintentionally hurt one of his pals. I don't think he would be able to live with himself for weeks.
Fizzy Dizzy says, to be fair, Griff puts ketchup on cake.
Yeah, he is a monster,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, irredeemable.
That is very harmful, you're correct.
I feel so bad for poor Rue in that comic because it's the fourth cake she made.
So hard.
But here's the thing, he appreciates it so much. He's so like, thank you so much, friend, I love you. He just doesn't understand that it's like, read the room. He just doesn't understand, you know.
That was his way of making it personalized more, I guess.
But to Griff, to Rue's a sweetheart, but she could have given him the first cake and he would have been just as stoked.
She could give him
Even though it was,
any of
garbage.
them.
You could give Griff a rock and he'd be like, "Oh, thank you so much. That's
so
very
thoughtful.
thoughtful.
Oh my god. I just saw a rock the other day.
It'll look just like this one. I'll keep it right here with my collection." I think that would be one of Griff's detriments. Is I think he would be a little bit of a hoarder because he couldn't bear to throw anything anyone's ever given him away.
Griff?
The irony with that, though, is he wouldn't be able to be a hoarder because fucking he doesn't
lives
have
in
a
a truck.
home.
One of Griff's weaknesses is not the fact, because Griff is not stupid, even though he does some dumb things, but honestly, it's because it's more naivety.
He's not dumb. He
yeah.
just thinks differently.
His weakness is honestly, sometimes, unfortunately, his sort of passive nature, because sometimes, you do have to stand up for yourself. And, and that's something he kind of learns along the way. He doesn't change from being a sweetheart, but,
I wish we had leaned a little bit harder into the pacifism in the pilot, if I'm being real. You'll see what I mean when it finally comes out. But once we go into the series, I want to like lean full hard on into like Griff's very passive.
Hey, I mean the part
Shut
the third
fuck up, Jake.
the third act of the pilot shows that
Yeah, it
pretty
shows
well.
a bit of that. I think we could have gone a little bit harder into that, but again, we were still developing
It is a
things.
pilot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Once we
it's
go
not
into
gonna
the
be
series,
perfect.
though, I definitely want to lean harder into that.
Yeah. Also, I think I know what scene you're talking about, and there was no way we weren't going to do that scene. It was just too cool.
Yeah. Not perfect, but fun.
And to be fair, what happens is not Griff. That's Quinn's fault. So
That's also true.
anyway,
Boy, howdy. What
love-
about this far-fetched, huh?
I love Griff. He's a sweet baby boy. He is. How long? Oh, how long is the pilot? Like 10 minutes?
So, with the pilot itself is like 8, but with
It's
the
like-
additional animation,
It's actually closer to 9 with the after credit scene.
yeah, in total it's going to be about 10. Like we're including with the pilot more than just the pilot itself, if that makes sense.
You're getting some surprises as well because we know that it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So we're giving you a couple extra things as well on top of the pilot in the video. So,
I'm so excited.
yeah.
And I just can't hide it.
Yes, 10 hours long.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad, Crystal Moon, you asked that question. How long would a regular episode be? So it mainly depends on what happens after this. Ideally,
It's entirely budget based.
Ideally, we'd like maybe like 15 to 20 minutes.
Ultimately,
But-
I would like to do 22-minute episodes. If the budget doesn't allow for that, though, and we can only do shorter episodes, we'll probably end up doing like 10 to 15-minute long episodes.
Yeah,
which I know
would
is
be
short, and I don't prefer that. But it just kind of depends on where we're at after the pilot releases.
We're actually at a point right now where we're debating. It depends on what happens with this. Where episode 1 in the writing process is a very big episode, you know? And we're kind of debating whether or not we want to make it like a full giant episode or actually break it into a 2-parter.
I think we're going to have to break it into a 2-parter, but that also depends on how the fundraising campaign goes for that once that's out. And that's counting our eggs before they hatch. That's way in the future, but that's where our mind is at currently, if people are curious.
I don't want to hype you up too much, but I'm honest when I say this. The third act of episode 1 of Farfetched is the most insane thing I've ever been involved in making.
It's really fun. I like what we have for it so far.
Like, it is fucking crazy. But I'm very excited. The crowdfunding campaign would be after the pilot comes out. Like I said, we're making this on our own. With the help, you guys are helping us with Patreon and the little merch we've done. But besides that, the reason why it's taking so long is because the rest of it's out of pocket. We didn't crowdfund a pilot because we want to show you what the series is like, so then you'd be more inclined to be like, oh, I'd rather donate to a thing that I see has been done than take a gamble on something, you know?
Yeah, like, if I'm being honest, our episode 1 is more of what you would consider a proper quote-unquote pilot. However, our pilot that we're working on currently is more or less just a pitch for what we want the series to be like.
It's a mini adventure.
Yeah.
That's why Adventricular is like the theme of it, Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like a really tight, nice mini adventure that shows like what the show's gonna look like, what the characters are generally gonna be like, what the tone is, what the vibe is, to show you like, hey, if this clicks with you, we can do so much more. So give us money to make more of it.
Danger Noodle says, your refusal to take more of our money for the pilot makes me violently angry.
If you want to donate, we have coffee.
Listen, you're sweet, and I really genuinely mean that. the thing is though, is that just like personally, like we have this thing where it's like, it just makes more sense that if you were gonna donate to something that we're just like, here's this thing we'd like to make that you have no frame of reference for, you'd be kind of unsure, as opposed to, here's this thing that's already a 10-minute completed thing we can show you what this series is going to be. Yeah, way more likely you'd want to donate to that because you actually see what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
and also, if I'm being totally real, I personally felt a bit uncomfortable having the first major animation that I make be 100% off the funding of fans, because if I can't completely deliver on what people paid for due to my own inexperience and naivete, I guess, I would feel fucking awful. So, like, donations help, and I feel fine with taking those, because 90% of the funding for our pilot is just me. It is just what money that I get from working on Lackadaisy or Digital Circus, or, you know, any of the number of things I work on, commissions, like all sorts of, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that is my money that I have earned personally, so I feel more comfortable with that, if that makes sense. And maybe that's naive and dumb. Maybe it was a big mistake not crowdfunding this. I don't know. There's no real right answer, but I feel like, aside from it taking a while, this is the best route that we could have gone.
That's the only thing that Ashley and I talk about sometimes that sucks, is that the amount of time it's taking for no other reason than we want to, you know, pay everybody fairly for their amount of work. So that's why it's taking so long with the budget we have. And that is the downside to it that sucks, because this thing, I worry, this is just a personal insecurity, that, like, you know, a 10-minute thing that's taking so long, people are going to complain about that.
Yeah, people are going to be like, really? Oh, we've waited this long and this is it. You know what? No, I shouldn't even do the strawman voice. That's not fair. You know, people being like, oh, we've waited this long and it's only 10 minutes. Like, you know, if people feel that way, that's completely justified. Like, I shouldn't do the strawman voice. That's not fair.
No, it's just that, but the absolute truth is just that, like, we're doing this out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and like ethically, like you could easily ship off, clean up to Thailand or something like that. You know?
Yeah, we could easily underpay overseas animators to make it a lot cheaper, but I don't want to.
Ethical animation takes time and money, man.
We still, like, once we get into the series, I want to double the rates that we're paying. Like
a good example, I was literally talking to our friend Zarel today on Twitch, because they're about to start working on episode 4 of Monkey Wrench. They literally are like, they said just to get the budget to pay all the voice actors for episode 4, they had to sell 500 of their scratch plushies.
Mm-hmm. No, it's very expensive.
This shit ain't cheap.
Like the moment we get into series, I want to up our rates more once we're able to afford it. And I already want to make sure that our team is paid at least decently well as we, you know, can do. And we said in the update video, that alone makes animation, like, every finished minute that you see is costing between $6,000 to $10,000. So
I will say something Ashley and I recently talked about, because and this is actually my fault, and I will call myself out for this. I have always been very trepidatious to do a lot of larger merchandise for our show, because we haven't had real content for it. And so that's
I don't blame you for that. I'm with you on that. It feels weird. I don't like it. And again, maybe that's us being dumb or whatever. Like, maybe we should release more merch, you know? It would help,
that's what I was going to say.
It feels scummy, you know?
However, we're at a point now where we're about to release our 4th song. We've done, like, 40 comics. Everybody knows all the characters. That I'm like, okay, can we afford to start doing, like, some t-shirts and stickers and stuff?
I say we're definitely at the point where we can start releasing more merch. We definitely want
a better idea of what Farfetch'd is.
Yeah, it's the one problem is making merch costs money, and it's a lot of upfront costs, and you never know what people are going to actually want, and so we're taking our time, like, kind of figuring that out.
Like we talked about, because we're working on the next big original creature feature, we thought about maybe doing some kind of little pieces of merch to go along with that. Because here's the thing. Sesamoid itself, not Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd, like I said, we're still, we're making this pilot. Sesamoid, though, is about to have released 4 completed songs.
Sesamoid already exists. That thing is at least real. So
it's a full band.
We
can start doing real merch of the band stuff. Yeah. And I would feel comfortable with that.
Tapes or something like that.
Yeah, or at least we don't even have a freaking band t-shirt, which is like, that's the minimum we could do. We have that great print that Max did that I'm glad people bought. It's my desktop background still. But we'll figure something out. And like I said, we're not here to talk capitalism. It's just the truth, is that when you're making something like this, you gotta,
money is king, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll also
help out. If you do want to help out and you don't have the funds to donate or buy merch or anything like that, which is totally fair, playlist some of Sesamoid's music, get Sesamoid's music and put it on your Spotify playlist and everything, because it does help with the algorithm. And Sesamoid streams do make some money for the show, So,
wow, a mysterious person named Hunter says, Fire Hunter and do the music with GPT. Gee, I wonder who that could be.
I wonder. Thank you, random stranger, for the advice. I'll consider it.
Gotta adapt to your material conditions. Adaptation to your environment isn't necessarily an endorsement of it. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. It's just that, like, I don't know, like, and this was more on me, like I said at the beginning. I just feel weird being like, I don't know how to say that other than, like, you don't want to look like a sellout putting out a bunch of merch when you don't have any content for it, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my personal thing, but I'm coming around to the fact that sometimes you gotta suck it up and, like, you gotta make the bread somehow. So
I mean, this has been a learning and growing process for both of us. We're still figuring stuff out.
Not to mention, it's not like you guys haven't invested anything. You guys have already invested a lot of your own capital.
Yeah, very, very true. Also, her line work's done. Yay!
Yay!
Now to consider if I want to color this on stream or not.
I got you Bestie, Drain, and Warren body pillows. All right, well.
I'm not going to lie. I've considered selling my soul to Satan and making fucking Quinn body pillows. I know they do really well, but I don't know if I want to sell out that hard yet. Do I want to let capitalism win that hard yet?
Yes.
Would get the show made faster.
I would buy one. I would buy all of them. They're no stock because Jacob bought them all. You can keep the Drain ones, though. It's okay.
He's stinky.
How cool would it be if the Drain ones actually stank a little bit?
What about Rue? It would feel wrong putting Rue on a body pillow. That poor baby.
I don't want to do that. I can't do that.
Well, okay, there are things. So, okay, if we did make body pillows, they wouldn't be sexy. I do refuse to do that. The fans can make those. I give them permission. Let me be clear. Can make whatever the fuck they want.
Let me be clear. I am in no way against, if you guys want to draw certain types of art of our characters, as long as they're not weird and inappropriate. For me, though, I am not going. These are my children, and I am not going to see them that way. So I don't want to see it.
But if we do make body pillows, no, Dave, I promise you, they will be tasteful and not weird and horny. I swear to you, I will take care of our babies. We do need a Papa Swirl body pillow. That might be the first one that we release.
Can it be the sexy one? Can Papa Swirl be the sexy one?
I would do. You know what I would do is I would make a joke with us and some, I guess, the fandom fucking as well. is that there's a sexy alternate version of Papa Swirl called Mama Swirl.
Mama
that's just
Swirl.
a babe, but with the Papa Swirl head still. We could make a Mama Swirl body pillow for like a charity event or something. That would be great. No, genuinely, I think the first body pillow I'd want to make is Papa Swirl, just the truck, the actual entire truck.
We have like dream merch. Like if we could afford to make whatever kind of merch we want, there are things like, of course we want to make Kira plushies. No shit. But
it's so just expensive though.
But like, of course, that's like the number one thing we'd want to do. Another one I want to do, two things, and this is like just like dream stuff, is a Drain helmet and a Papa Swirl head, pillows of those, like the head pillows, like the emoji pillows.
That's actually a lot more doable. That is
really
it's like, really easy to do. Because if it is what I think you're thinking of, is it's just the flat image printed on,
like those emoji pillows.
Mirrored.
But...
Yeah. No, that's really easy to do actually, and really, really cheap, because all it is you just print the two images and then sew it together.
Yeah, do one for Drain's vampire helmet and one for Papa Swirl's head.
Yeah, that would be really
like
fun.
Those would be cool.
We could absolutely do those sooner than plushies.
I would love custom drumsticks, like blue drumsticks with a white.
Oh, that'd be cool, like Quinn's drumsticks.
And then Quinn's signature on it or something like that.
Oh, that would be fun. That's definitely down the line, though.
You know what would be the ultimate dream? And I know Hunter would fucking drool. Hunter would drool over this. If we had like a one-time ultimate giveaway where we get like exact, like a real Piper guitar and a real Warren guitar and signed by like the voice actors.
That would be something. That would be such a task, though. That's way down the line.
Yeah, like I said, this is all
maybe like a one-off for a contest or something.
Yeah.
Guitar picks though, Piper guitar picks would be cool.
Also, somebody, like I said, if we're just right now, guys, we're talking big hypothetical dream shit, right? That's where we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since somebody brought this up in the chat, I'm gonna have to talk about this. Someone said, "Would we ever see Sesamoid live?" Well, listen.
That is going.
Dave may or may not have written an idea for an entire Sesamoid concert / like Broadway one night live thing.
Mark my words right now. Come hell or high fucking water, we are absolutely going to do a Sesamoid live concert someday. Whether it's just our crew who are part of the music team playing on stage, or if it's actual, like, full fucking, like, holograms and shit that are animated.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who's to say? But either way, in some form, someday, I absolutely want to do that. Mark my words, I am going to make it happen.
My dream is to do something like what Brendan Small does with Metalocalypse Live, where they have the band on stage and then they have like animations of the characters like on the screen, and there's like a story that happens throughout. But yeah, once again, money.
Yeah, that's money. That could be a backer kit goal, fucking, or not backer kits, Kickstarter, whatever platform. Honestly, the more realistic version of that I would love to tinker with someday, like once we get into the full series, maybe, is doing like VR chat concerts.
Yeah,
or that way, literally, it would be entirely free. I don't want to like gatekeep that sort of thing from people, just because they can't afford it. Fuck. But like, it would be really cool to create a Sesamoid Farfetch'd world that people can walk around in before the concert starts, and then like once it starts, you go into like an actual little venue, and it's just animated avatars of the characters on stage playing. I think that would be really fun. I think the most realistic, that would also probably be the most realistic avenue for us to do that, at least at first, is like VR chat concerts.
Nikki Owl, like just I mentioned Metalocalypse, but also like the Gorillas, exactly. Also, Lucas, to answer your question, yes, Farfetch is going to get dubbed in multiple languages.
Yes,
that is going to happen.
We absolutely want to do that.
It's a giant Kira head. That's the VR world.
You're just inside of it.
Oh no.
That would be cool if like you could no-clip through the walls and fly out to the bound, and you just realize it's just the whole entire concert hall is contained inside a giant Kira head.
Oh my god. Why is this darkening when I draw?
I just thought, we'd have to have Ashley. We'd have to have like a little Kira puppet on a string, just like flying around over the audience in a circle.
What is that?
It's like you tied it to a
Changing
ceiling fan.
colors,
There's no rhyme or
whatever.
reason.
Yeah. No, like putting a Kira puppet on a drone and just fly around to the audience.
Attach a flamethrower to it.
Oh god.
Set the audience on fire. Kill them.
You're
It's just the end of Ad Ventricular. It actually happens, like to the Miniskull.
You're a scary man, Jacob.
What's happening, Ashley?
Huh?
What's happening? You're like freaking out.
Oh, fucking! Whenever I draw red, it turns darker for some reason. I don't understand what's happening.
Aaron asks, how do you decide what parts of the show to reveal and hide when talking about the show? We talk about it. It's basically just anything like funny and like
shit that doesn't matter. We absolutely will just talk about.
Maybe you guys aren't asking the right questions. And then you'll start getting no's. That when you start asking the right question about lore and you start getting no's from us and we can't tell you, you're on the right track.
Don't say that.
Who's scarier, Jacob or Griff?
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob by far. Griff is harmless. At least as far as I know. I don't know. You guys know just about as much about Griff as I do.
You know what Griff is? Griff is just Jacob's right brain split from his left.
I feel like Griff is like early 20s Jacob.
Yeah.
Like Griff was just me, like 23, 24-year-old Jacob when I was.
There is that amazing real video of you in the fucking music studio with a possum climbing on you.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I'm like, okay, this just the character is fucking real. Like, where did this happen? Like,
perfect casting.
Possum. Her name was Pearl. She was a sweetheart.
Oh.
No, I was recording at a studio, and the guy who ran the studio had a pet possum, and I let it crawl all over me, and then it dragged its nuts across my forehead. There's a video of it on Twitter somewhere.
You're a kind-hearted man, Jacob.
For the most part. I'm glad you think so.
Who is the most dangerous when angry?
Rue.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Warren.
Warren's number 2.
Yeah.
No. Okay, there's 3
Piper and
characters.
Warren are kind of tied for number 2.
Actually, there are 3 characters I'm thinking of that if you piss them off, get out of the way. It's Rue, Warren, and Drain.
Yeah.
Oh, well, of course there's Blair. We could say that too.
I mean, yeah, but she's the main villain. Like, of course, they're talking about the main cast.
You know what's really funny? It's because we've been so... And obviously that's one thing we're not going to talk about much because that's real spoiler stuff, but like, wait till you guys meet Blair.
I love Blair. She is so fucking
here's the thing.
cool.
Drain is he has his antagonistic moments. My boy is a goofball compared to Blair. Like,
mommy,
he is not the villain.
Sorry, what? What?
I like Purple Candy Fizz's comment. Would Griff do that? Says he would play possum, like he would just play dead whenever he's in a scary situation. Just fall on the ground. It's like, Griff, get up! What are you doing? Like,
that reminds me. Fucking, I know these kids were recording this, so it's on TikTok somewhere at this point. But when I was at the mall earlier, because I wanted to just get out of the house for a little bit and chill. Fucking, as we were going up the elevator to get to our car to leave, this kid rides up on a little scooter and then flips the scooter out from underneath him and falls flat on his back and lays there completely dead, just right in front of us.
Oh my god.
Just out of nowhere. And I looked down at him and I knew he was doing a bit. I knew he was okay because I had literally seen him do the exact same thing like 5 seconds earlier. It was just, that was that kid's bit, I guess. So I just said out loud, I was like, well, guess he's dead. And then I just got on the elevator. So that's somewhere now. It was very funny. That kid is very good at committing to the bit. Well done, child.
I feel sad that there's an entire generation being raised without Jackass.
I do too. That's why. That's why I made the Piper and Griff Jackass comic.
What was wasn't there an in-universe Johnny Knoxville that you guys came up with, like Splat Robinson or something?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
There's like, yeah. I think you actually. It was like Splat Robinson. Like,
Welcome to Jackass.
it was like, I'm Splat Robinson. Welcome to Butthole or something. Like,
Welcome to Jerk Face.
This is a good question from Soaring Fox. Are there going to be scenes in the show or comics of Piper helping everyone in the crew if they're hurt or injured because of her medical student stuff? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
There actually is. It's going to be more prevalent probably in comics in episode 1 and beyond. Because in the pilot, she, as far as like, she's a little bit more like comforting, kind of with her words and actions especially to Rue, especially in one part during it, which is a little bit too much for our poor baby. So that's all I can say. Maybe I said too much. I don't know.
It's fine.
You didn't kill me, so.
Mm.
Also, I gotta show you this real quick. Derpy Jack did some art,
Oh, let me see.
and I'm gonna put it in the
That gives
pop-out
me
chat.
Honeycast nostalgia.
Jacob, you'll appreciate
That's really
this too.
good.
I love that. I love that so much.
Everybody go check out Derpy Jack Arts on Twitter. Actually, Dave, just post a link to it in the chat.
Yeah, I can do that, or I can just retweet it on the show account.
Maybe I can just grab it and just drag it onto OBS. I'm gonna ask Derpy Jack if I can use that as the thumbnail for this stream. Did it show up? No, it didn't. Dang it. I was hoping I'd just easily put it up on the stream. Oh well.
There you go. It's retweeted. When are we getting a Godzilla Farfetch'd crossover? He. Just yeah. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Do not worry, Yokai. You will be happy.
Uh-oh. Oh, OBS
That's
froze for...
just a
Or not
theory.
OBS.
An amusement thesis. That'd be
Yeah, I want to go. Twilight Daydreamer said, I did watch Jackass because of my uncle as well as Beavis and Butthead. There's a comic that has a Farfetch'd comic that has a direct Beavis and Butthead reference. Look for the comic where Piper asks Rue if she wants to hang out after band practice, and the last panel is Piper and Reagan being Beavis and Butthead with a little plastic volcano. It's great.
It's very
I love
cute.
how it's so adorable how flustered Rue gets in that comic panel. Cute. She's like, oh no, I think
Why does Farfetch take place in the late 2000s? Because that was a very pinnacle time in Ashley and I's lives as far as figuring out who we were, and so we're doing the same exact thing with our characters.
Exactly.
Also, we're just kind of nostalgic for that time period. It's actually kind of funny because we're nostalgic for that time period we lived through, but I'm also, nostalgic for a time I didn't live through, which is like, especially like with 80s horror stuff. So we're combining the two of them together. So you get this sort of like multi-generational kind of feel to it, which I think is a lot of fun because it's just a bunch of shit that we find fun that we're like, let's throw it together.
Yep.
Sparkle dogs and rock bands and vampires and ice cream trucks and too much money. It's ironic this show costs so much and Sesame Wood are flat fucking broke. And that's intentional, trust me.
I'm gonna be flat fucking broke once the show's finally out.
How would Sesame Wood handle being in a Skinamarink universe? I could probably tell you, like, Quinn would be sitting there and the Skinamarink guy would be like, go upstairs. And Quinn would be like, shut up! You're so fucking needy! No!
Don't tell me what to fucking do, I'm tired, ugh.
You try going upstairs and platform.
I can see the little, the little toy like phone. Griff would be like, haha, that's not a real phone.
You're not a real phone.
Griff would pick it up and someone would be on the other line and everyone would just be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, oh yeah, no. Yeah, pizza's on, gang. It's on the way.
Griff, call for help. Anyway, so I ordered 2 large pizzas. I hope that's enough for everybody.
Rush Culture. When do y'all think you'll make a new song? I love your songs. I listen to them on the Spotify.
New
Well,
song is gonna be out soon, probably
Rush
in the next couple
Culture.
months.
Yeah, you are in luck. We are putting the finishing touches on the new original song. The song is basically done. We just have to make the lyric video.
And the lyric video is slowly becoming a little bit more involved than I expected, so it's gonna take a minute.
Here's the thing. We kind of decided that like the covers, we just do like a drawing. Well, they're good drawings, but like a album drawing
Something
for
simpler.
the original songs, like Adventricular, and then this one that's called Creature Feature. We like to do like full lyric videos for, with actual like sort of story elements and everything with the drawings.
A little bit of animation, a little bit of storytelling.
Yeah, go a little bit the extra mile. Now this is not gonna happen. This would be a like fundraising like side goal. We do have a dream to one day do a completely fully animated music video, but that would be a lot, probably more money than the fucking pilot.
Yeah, it would be
Like-
very involved. So someday.
But yeah, the most recent song and the next song as well is a good bit
Yeah.
done as well.
You also
Yeah,
have
the next two songs are almost entirely done.
You also have the official theme song, which has been done for a while, but we're also working on the OP animation for that.
Yeah, the opening.
Dude,
Oh, hey,
Garfield-
Derby Jack gave me permission to use his art as the thumbnail. Sweet, thank you, man.
Dude, I don't want to.
Appreciate you.
Jack.
We'll give you
I don't want to
credit.
be. I don't want to be braggadocious, but our theme song fucking slaps so hard.
I don't like bragging either, but it
That
is
is
really
one thing I
fucking
will
good.
brag about. Is our theme song fucking slap? If you haven't
Well,
heard
actually,
it,
no, fuck that. That's not even bragging. Just shout out to goddamn Hunter and Adam for, especially Hunter in particular,
yeah,
for doing such a goddamn amazing job on that opening. It's really fantastic.
I'm so excited.
Hunter's a
God,
hell of a guitarist.
by the way, if you have not on Patreon seen the fucking like the animatic for the OP, oh, it's so good. I promise you, it's worth $1. I remember when Ashley sent me the first pass of the OP animatic storyboards. I got tears in my eyes, and that's when it finally hit that like this is all real, like happening.
I'm so excited. I'm already
very
nostalgic for it. It's
excited.
not happened yet. But yeah, Hunter, dude. I remember with the opening for a while, didn't you like one of the things you were concerned with, it was like a little similar to Hall of the Mountain King or something like that?
Oh, that's mainly during the da 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 da. But that's just that one part.
Yeah. No, but it's like it's good. It's good. It's
Yeah.
genuinely fucking
Also, musical
like-
references to shit like that, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely it is.
No,
Absolutely.
so
it is.
the opening OP is on our Patreon, which everybody can join the Patreon for $1 a month. It's not on the YouTube channel. Is it on the Twitter somewhere? Isn't the no? I think we
posted it on
advertised
YouTube.
it. We advertised it.
Yeah, we advertised
Somebody
it, but it's
posted
not
it on
actually out
YouTube,
there.
though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was from one of the Twitch streams.
Oh, the
clipped it.
song. Yeah. The song is out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can listen to the song
Michael.
wherever.
Hello,
Oh, it's Michael.
Hello, gamers. I decided to pop into the stream so I could deafen again.
Everybody was asking what happened to Michael. And I was like, yeah, he just does this.
I just do this. Anyway, I'm going to do that right now.
Which
All right,
members?
bye, Michael.
Which members of Farfetch would play Club Penguin? Well, Rue for sure.
I feel like Warren's a Habbo Hotel guy.
I always saw Warren as like a Total War kind of guy.
Total War? Like, well, hey, I could shop.
Warren plays Farmville, dude.
Fuck, you're probably right, actually.
And then he posts about it on Facebook. Like every time it says, share this to your status to get an extra 2 coins, he like, does that, spams it. That would be a funny meme. It's like one day, like Quinn's going through his phone and he just puts it down. He's like, Warren, I'm not playing fucking Farmville. Stop sending me these invites.
Rue
But I
would
get
play.
extra coins.
Rue would play Webkins. My God, I don't remember Webkins. My sister played Webkins, and you get the stuffed animals with the gamer codes or whatever.
Piper's a Neopets gal, I feel.
Yeah,
Ashley.
and Maple Story.
Someone in the chat wants me to do an Oh Ashley. Tell them no.
Why do I
No,
have to
Ash.
tell them no?
No, Ashley.
Yeah, say
No,
no,
Ashley. No, Ashley.
There you go. There
Who
you
does
have
Michael play again? Nobody.
Nobody. I'm nobody.
it. Michael does our scratch audio.
He does. He does help with that.
I do scratch audio.
Also, Michael is very good at whenever Ash and I come up with an idea. If it sucks, he'll be honest and say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the tiebreaker a lot of the time.
Yep.
I will say I'm very proud of myself whenever I can make Michael really laugh with something.
I'm the person that they consult for ideas and then I don't get credited.
I'm joking.
You're in the special thanks.
Yeah.
So is my mom.
Hell yeah.
My mom's my mom, Newt, and Big Gus are all in like the thanks for Adventricular.
Someone in the chat asks, what is scratch audio? Scratch audio is the audio you put in for like, like the example audio you put in where you have sound effects where there should be sound effects, like the important sound effects, but they're not the final quality sound effects, or like scratch vocals. So like you read the line as if it's the final line, but it's just you doing it, like stuff like that. That's all scratch audio, and then it gets replaced by the actual audio later when it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but you also kind of went through a lot of the vocal takes for the voice acting as well. And you're like, I prefer this one to that one, or like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I picked the final vocal takes with Ashley and Dave.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like we all listened to them, and I was one of the people that just we all three kind of went through them and picked the final take of each line.
Pick what we liked.
Also, you guys are in for a real treat. You're seeing me finally make the actual final color palette for Kira.
Oh my god.
Because we've only had like temp color palettes for her.
Is it gonna be purple?
No, like I mean like the color palette in Toon Boom. Like the actual one that's going to be used by all the cleanup animators. Wow.
Wowie zowie.
Making far-fetched history right now.
Fun
Ravi
fact.
asks.
Oh, I was just going to say, fun fact, a cool thing you can do in Toon Boom to keep your production consistent is you can make color palettes like this that you can send to all the other animators. And previously, everybody just kind of had their own color palette. So I'm like, okay, I need to make like the final actual color palette so that everything is completely consistent.
You know what we should do, Ashley?
Hmm.
And I'll pull this up and I'll send it to you. Because a lot of people keep asking, and I just said, to be fair, a lot of these wonderful freaks don't have social media. A lot of them keep asking who voices who.
Mm.
I'm going to send you and we can share on screen, the giant Twitter thread we made of all the voice casts, so we can show again. But while I look that up, I'll throw in the question for you from Ravi, who asks, is Kira's tail a dragon or a dinosaur one?
It's supposed to be kind of more dragon. Kira's kind of like a reptile dog. But she's more like dragon dog because she's got the dragon wings and the dragon tail and she breathes fire. But in practice, I guess she acts more like weird reptile dog cat thing.
Yeah, actually,
I thought she was a gorilla.
Either way, her tail has scales on it.
You want me to send this to you in Discord or on Telegram? These
Send it to me
tweets
via Discord. Actually, I forgot to close out of Telegram.
Discord. Shit.
I don't want Telegram pinging while we're streaming.
Discord. I'm bulls.
Alright, that's the first one. Oh no, I have to find every single one.
I don't know. Is Dave, Ashley, is the pilot episode, is it canon? Like, did that actually happen?
So we talked about it, and I don't know if we're still 100% on this, Ashley, but
It's like half canon.
I think the pilot takes place like 2 months before episode 1.
Yeah. Like, it's not literally canon, especially because we're going to change the designs and, like, a couple little aspects of, like, the characters once we get into the full series. So, like, don't take it as, like, an episode 0 or an episode 1. But we're going to do things that heavily imply that the events of the pilot did happen before the events of the actual series. Like, the Papa Swirl's going to have, like, certain damage to it that'll carry over.
Some of the instruments might be lost.
Yeah. Some of the instruments might need to be regained along the way.
Yeah, those are the things that are like, okay, you could argue about the canon just because but it's a cartoon.
Yeah, so. It's like kind of canon, but also not really. Don't think about it too hard.
So, like, if I cut Papa Swirl, will rust form over the cut like a scab, and then eventually he'll be healed?
Anyway,
that's a great question.
If that was the case, Warren wouldn't have to fix him.
Hold on, let me end finally.
He's not a fully omniscious? What is the word?
Omnipotent being. Actually, if you wanna you can show these tweets on screen. We can talk about these.
Yeah, let me
They should be in order of these are people with voices. So Reagan and Clodagh are not. You guys know Reagan. Well, I guess I can fucking put them in here just to have them. Fuck it.
Oh, did that break? No, it didn't break.
Oh my god.
Okay, it didn't break. Okay. Sorry, I have to swap over to a different thing in order to show that, so I've got to set that up really quick.
Are you scared of Farfetch getting Rule 34 fan art? Nah.
Not at all.
Already happened.
It already has our 34 fan art, and I think it's pretty funny, actually.
Just don't show me.
Just don't draw fucking, like...
Don't do pedophilic weird shit, please.
Don't do pedo shit. Don't do rape shit. Like, I hate to use that word outright, but just use common sense. Don't make anything, like, bestiality-y or pedophilic or anything like that.
But consenting adult stuff, do whatever you want. I just don't want to see it because it's like discovering your child's OnlyFans, and I don't want to do that.
Dave doesn't like seeing it. I honestly do not fucking care.
Because there are kids. It's my kids. It's
I have seen, like, friends of mine draw Farfetch Not Safe for Work, and they show me, and I do not care. I am very entertained.
My inbox. I'm like, poggers. Sweet.
Alright, there's every single character in a row. So now we can... So what we're going to do, gang, because a lot of you, and this is totally fine, may not know... full things about the characters and who they're voiced by. I went and found every single card of every single confirmed character, and we'll show you. So you can go follow these lovely voice actors and also know more about the characters.
Yeah. Okay, this should work. There we go. Okay, so we've got first and foremost... We have Rue, who's voiced by the lovely Nola Klopp. This is her old character card. God, that is so old at this point. And then we've got Kira, who's voiced by Jasmine Luevanos. I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. The wonderful, talented Jasmine.
Now, they were both...
character card.
They were both in the Hell Puppy short, so they're the original protagonists.
Yep. We decided to keep their voice actors because they did an amazing job. And then next up, we've got Quinn, who is voiced by J. Michael Tatum, one of my all-time favorite voice actors. Absolute wonderful sweetheart, awesome to work with. He does amazing.
I go up for a second. Why does the parentheses do that?
Parentheses?
On top on top of it. Look at it. in the text description?
Oh, it's because I'm super zoomed in.
Okay, I was like, no, don't do that.
No,
Like,
if I hit reset, it's fine.
okay, but yes, Quinn is voiced by J. Michael.
I have old lady
Oh, thank
computer.
God! Oh, thank God!
I have old lady computer. I'm super zoomed in, so it's extra big. But yeah, J. Michael Tatum voices him. He did an excellent job. Yeah, there's Quinn's old character card.
Yeah. Also, you get all the expressions.
Griff, voiced by Jacob Takanashi, who is
He's
here with us
here.
today.
Who's that?
I don't
Who's
know.
what?
Some loser.
Yeah.
By the way, when I was writing these, I had to pick a different positive adjective for every voice actor, and I picked radiant for you.
It's very kind of you.
Also, this reminds me, this little pattern on the background of all the character cards, that's just kind of the default pattern I use for like everything Farfetch.
Yeah,
I really want to remake it now, like with more stuff that actually represents the characters better. Need to do that. And then we've got
next
Piper, voiced by the awesome Danny Chambers. She did a fantastic job. I'm noticing on a lot of the like character versus like photo of the actor, like the colors of the outfits that they're wearing and shit have matched up. Like J. Michael's entire like color palette in his headshot is Quinn's color palette. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And then Piper's little character card we made. Then we've got, again, the color palettes match.
It really
We're
does.
both wearing gray and shit. Fucking Warren, voiced by Jonah Scott.
Baby Jonah in this image.
He's so baby. And then Warren's
Warren just
awesome
looks like Jonah. They look like
character.
each other. Like Jonah looks like Warren when he's a teenager or something.
Right? But yeah, there's Warren's card. Then we've got Drain, voiced by the awesome Michael Zekas.
No, I had that in the Zegas' pictures in the last image with
Okay.
Blair.
And then yeah, we got a bunch of
I still love like
art
the
of
16,
boy.
16 quotations around straight for him.
Yeah, you almost didn't let me do that, but I insisted.
It was really funny in hindsight.
And then we've got Reagan, who isn't voiced by anybody currently, but that is her character
yet.
card.
And then probably my all-time favorite fucking this outfit in Reagan is probably my favorite character design.
I want to go back and like refine it a little bit, but this is definitely going to be probably her casual outfit.
Something about like the goggles, explosive thing, and Craig Burt. I don't know, it's just a really cool look.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like Gaz, you know?
Yeah.
Sort of like.
She is a bit Gaz, isn't she?
Yeah, that's okay. Then you got the Queen.
Queen Clodagh. May or may not. It's called out right here. May or may not be based on Kay from Kay's Cooking.
Yes, yeah, it's true. There's definitely that reference.
She might be a little bit based off Kay. And then young Clodagh, who people have a lot of big feelings about.
I'm also glad people have caught that her glasses are an Ozzy Osbourne reference.
Yeah. Then next up, we've got Papa Swirl.
Yes.
Again, voiced by nobody.
Voiced by Redact.
And
I also love how we gave him. I love how we gave the age was infinite on this card.
And then our two main villains so far, which is Blair, voiced by lovely Lauren Landa, and Drain, voiced by Michael Zekas. This was back when Drain was just a silhouette.
Yeah, we revealed Drain, but you guys have not met Blair yet.
Nope. You will
the
meet
big
her.
Bad.
You will meet her soon, though.
Blair's outline there kind of looks like if Joey Wheeler and Seto Kaido.
A lot of people said that she looks like, and fucking. I'm not gonna lie, even outside of the silhouette, she does look a little bit like Kaiba. That's fine though. We love Yu-Gi-Oh here.
So there you go. Hopefully now you've got a little bit more, yeah.
All right, let me go and set the desktop back up. There we go.
Yeah, if you want to unlock Blair, you got to beat Ultimate Smash, under 15 minutes. Like
Jack-
when you thought you
Jack
could unlock
Lau
that.
says blue eyes, white dragon in attack mode.
Fuck off.
Clodagh has red hair. Is Quinn a redhead too?
Maybe. You'll have to wait and see.
You'll have to see. You're starting to ask the right questions. How evil is Blair? Like unforgivable anime evil or funny evil? No, Blair is like unforgivable anime evil.
Yeah, she's a cunt.
Drain is more funny evil.
So Griff being part Japanese.
Yeah.
Is there like a Pokemon or a Yu-Gi-Oh or like Dragon Ball or like a big anime series that's popular in Veilport or no?
Oh my god, I don't want to interrupt you, Jacob, but thank you. You just reminded me to check in with somebody on something.
You are very welcome.
Ashley, remember that thing you wanted somebody to recreate?
Oh, yeah?
I haven't checked in with them since that.
Oh, well.
And that's a thing for these lovely people to see. So, I'll do that.
Fingers crossed, maybe it's done.
But is there... So, to answer your question, though, Jacob...
We
I don't
came
know.
up with
Maybe
an
we haven't given it any
anime.
thought, but
we have... So, there's a part... We want Veilport to have, like, local television. And one of the things we wanted to have was, like, just, like, this, like, little anime that gets scrolled through. And, can we say what it's called? Is that fine?
Yeah, we can say what it's called.
It's called Tomago, which just means...
Tamago.
Tamago, which means egg.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like a parody of like Sailor Moon and Naruto.
Yeah,
just very,
but
very 90s.
But it's like the big exclamation point, like Tamago, but it just means egg. Like,
Egg fighters.
yeah.
Where is this hole? There.
And yes, the Blair Witch Project. So actually interesting, I'll tell you this. Because I can say Blair's full name, right? That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Blair's full name is Dr. Blair Preskin. And Preskin is a combination of 3 horror mad scientists, Pretorius, Frankenstein, and Herbert West. So, fun fact. She is a doctor, and refer to her as so. Dr. Blair Preskin.
Dr. Mommy.
What else was I going to say? Yeah, I need to message them this. That was 16 days ago.
Whoops.
Oh, so I apologize if you can hear me slurping. I'm eating mango.
I'll just mute you.
I want some mango.
I would like a mango.
I would like a mango.
I would like a mango.
I thought you were about to say Blair is an egg. Yes.
Egg.
Egg
Egg?
balls.
I always thought Blair's last name was Gump.
Blair Gump? Like Bubba Gump?
Yeah, or Forrest Gump.
Why is
Lieutenant
His
Blair.
last name is Gump, by the
There we
way.
go.
Jesus.
Lieutenant Blair, I got shot in the buttock.
Lieutenant Blair.
Oh.
I feel bad for Forrest Gump. I'd want to join the military and end my life too if my last name was Gump.
He's got that gumption.
Is that holy cow? He does have gumption.
Yeah.
Is that like intentional?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn it! Now I like it.
Any horror movie parody names in the show? Yes. Besides just character names, there's like there's one in particular that is like, I'm not gonna spoil what it is, but basically our universe's version of like Chucky and Freddy Krueger, which is one of my favorite dumb side characters I've ever written in my entire life. I've joked that I think that character is the most me thing in the
It
series.
is absolutely the most you thing.
But it's our version of like Freddy Krueger and like Chucky in our universe. And he plays a central part in episode 1. So
He's fun. There's a reference to him out there already somewhere if you want to find him.
There is, if you can find
Actually,
it.
it's not even just a reference, like it's literally a picture of him, so.
Yeah.
It's already out there. Go have fun finding it.
Will this stream and the previous one be on the channel? I didn't get a chance to clip that Germa question.
The previous one will not be, but this one will be. I'll keep this one up.
Well, there you go. Now we
Hey, Dave,
can't
who do you
ruin...
think would- I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, now we can't ruin the stream, and I was going to burp, but you go ahead.
Oh, who would win in a fight between Warren and Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World?
Oh!
Mr. Feeney would win.
Charles would take...
That man's powerful.
Charles would take charge and come in.
Shut
I
up.
think Mr. Feeney is omnipresent. He's all powerful. He knows no bounds.
Mr. Feeney exists in every timeline.
Yeah. You thought you could get rid of me.
Ashley, can I
Like that-
commission... You know that picture of Charles in charge where he has the big suspenders?
No,
Can
but
I
sure.
Can I commission someone to do that? Just says Warren in charge.
Yes.
Dave, can I ask you a hypothetical I asked Cole?
Sure.
All right, so a relative of yours just passed away, okay?
Okay.
And they leave you this old trunk. Okay, so you open up the trunk. You open up the trunk, and inside there's a map. And the map like goes to Egypt. And you're like, oh crap, there's like a map to hidden treasure. So like you take your map and you spend all your life saves, all the money you have in your bank account. You spend all of it, and you take this map and you go to Egypt because it's like you feel like you're obliged to because like your relative really would have wanted you to do it. And you go on this perilous adventure all through ancient Egypt, like you like go to a pharaoh's tomb, and there's like a big rock, like in Indiana Jones and stuff like that. You go through this big, long, perilous adventure, and at the very end of it, you come across a magical genie lamp, and you rub the genie lamp, and Akinator comes out, and he's like, "I bet I can guess a celebrity if you tell me." And that's it.
I don't
The
like
Akinator.
you.
How upset would you be?
Pretty upset, not gonna lie.
He's like, "I bet I can guess any celebrity you're thinking of. Go." And you're like, "I don't get any wishes." It's like, no, I'm Akinator.
Did you? God damn it! By the way,
Did you get upset?
yeah. Now I think about it. By the way, Derpy Jack did a follow-up image.
Oh no.
I just retweeted it as well.
Born on a Saturday, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I've been trying.
What?
It's just Jake is speedrunning trying to get fired.
The problem is that like if you go back to the recording session, the reason why Jacob's lines took the longest is because he and I just kept making jokes and laughing.
Jacob had the least amount of lines, but the longest recording session.
Yeah.
It was just me and Dave new boot goofing the whole
One
time.
thing I definitely want to do after the pilot, guys, is release bloopers and outtakes.
Oh yeah.
Because there's some funny stuff from Jacob, from J. Michael, from Danny.
Did we get the recording of you and J. Michael just goofing about the ginger dead man for like an hour?
I hope so. So, guys,
I'll have to go back
listen,
and look.
I ruined Ashley's life, and I don't mean by existing. I mean by, like, when Ashley was so gung-ho, like, Dave, I'm so nervous. This is my dream choice for Quinn. I've always wanted this, and I'm like, don't worry, bro, I got this. And then we get to meet Mr. J. Michael, Mr. Famous Black Butler himself. And I'm like, hey, bro, you heard of the ginger dead man with Gary Busey? And he's like, hell yeah, bro. And he and I start talking about that while Ashley's
J.
on the
Michael was
sideline.
my dream pick, and he hit it off with Dave so fast. And I'm like, he's supposed to be my new best friend. What the fuck? But no, it was really fun. That was such a great session.
That's how I knew he was the one. So this is our Quinn.
I remember when before I even met you guys, I think the first time I met you is when you had Stamper on Honeycast, because me and
Yeah.
Stamper were living together.
Oh yeah, for people who are a fan of Honeycast, Jacob here is the one who set up Stamper's entire setup for that Honeycast.
Oh, yeah!
I didn't even know you guys at the time. Like I was just some guy, but you guys were still super nice to me. Like seriously, you were like, you can like stay and hang
Yeah,
out
you
if you
want
want.
me?
I was
I'm
like, I
like,
don't
yes,
know.
dude, fucking hang out. Come on.
I'm like, I'm not into this furry stuff, man. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go on and do it. But yeah, let me know when you're done, because like Stamper like had no idea how to set up any of the call shit. Like Discord was kind of new to him. I think it was Discord. It's kind of new to him. I think me and Stamper were living together. We were roommates, and I was a chemical engineer at the time. I wasn't even voice acting at the time. Um, and yeah. I just kind of set all that stuff up for him. And like I'm like, hello, can you hear me? I just want to make sure everything's working. And Ashley and Mike were like, yeah, what's up? Nice to meet you. She was like, oh hey, I'm Stamper's roommate. My name is Jacob. Nice to meet you. And you guys were super nice. You're like, you should like stay and hang out. Like you're more than welcome to. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't know any of you. I didn't even know what like has been or any of that stuff was at the time, because I was a chemical engineer. I wasn't in those spaces.
I'm still impressed when you had me. You just like you were nice enough to invite me on Dick Planet. How fast you and I just hit it off.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, okay, so I met Dave because obviously Stamper was in the Has Been Pilot, and Dave wrote the Has Been Pilot. So I was like, me and Stamper had this live stream on Twitch called Dick Planet. It still exists, by the way. It's just me and my friend Cole now. But me and Stamper had this live stream on Twitch called Dick Planet because we were trying to just kill time during COVID, right? Because like I wasn't going to work and we were just cooped up. Anyways, so this was around the time the Has Been Pilot was kind of popping off and got popular. And Stamper was like, hey, I voiced in this like cartoon called Has Been, and like Dave wrote the pilot. You should have him on. I think you guys would get along. And me and Dave just immediately like, are you my new best friend? It's like, yes.
I think it was
immediately.
mainly because you and I like we started about talking about like how much like we had like very similar music taste and everything, and like senses of humor. So
Mhm.
it was nice.
And then like I showed my band to Dave, and me and Dave had really similar music tapes. Dave was like, I'm really into music and I want to do like some more like singing and vocal stuff. I was like, well, we should do a cover of Addict together.
Oh yeah.
I've
Why
got,
do I
like, I've
keep
got, like,
forgetting
lots
we
of-
did that? I don't know why.
Yeah.
Jacob and I have we did the first metal cover of Addict before anybody else did, and Hunter did the instrumental. And actually, that's fun. I've said this before. If you want to know where Sesamoid came from, it was from that Addict cover, because Ashley was like, "All right, Dave, we're gonna make this show with a band. Who are we gonna get to?" And I'm like, "Shush your mouth, rabbit woman. I've got you." And I said I handed you these three
woman.
these three boys, and I said, "I want them. Don't argue." And you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, no, you guys all did a fantastic job on that cover.
And so because of that Addict cover, Jacob, Hunter, and Brett became the people behind Sesamoid because they're such amazing musicians. So
all of this is because you invited Stamper on Honeycast. Because if you wouldn't have invited Stamper on Honeycast,
you guys
Yeah,
can
that's
thank.
true.
I guess you guys can thank Stamper for Farfetched.
No, not entirely that, but like at least Farfetch's music team you can thank Stamper for in a weird abstract way.
Yeah. Funny how the world works, man. Funny how the world works.
Fucking wacky.
Also, living with Stamper, that's a whole other.
Yeah, that's another story.
I'll save stories.
That sounds like an adventure.
I'll save those stories for future streams. I don't want to give it all away from the first go.
I'd imagine there's a lot of very interesting stories.
Oh yeah, lots of very interesting stories.
Animator question.
All good, all fun.
What shortcut did you use to turn the red lines white in the eyes? I'm following along with this cleanup process.
Also, I should add real quick, like, we love Stamper.
Yeah,
he's still a friend.
I love Stamper to death.
Did you just ignore my question?
No, it's just we were making jokes, and I'm like, oh, jokes probably don't translate over stream. I'm like, no, we love Stamper. He's still a friend.
If anybody can take a joke, it's Stamper.
But yeah, so all I did, and this is a trick that I use a lot when I want a line to be invisible, is I literally will just use like one of these default colors, and then I'll go in and just change its opacity real quick. So like if you just lower down the opacity, it just disappears and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And that way also though, you're not deleting the line, so it is still there in case you want to go back and edit it later. A
There you go.
little cleanup trick in Toon Boom.
A very important question for Dave. Were you able to sneak an Oingo Boingo reference into Farfetch'd? Maybe so.
Ooh,
Are there any?
Perhaps. Again, you're asking the right question.
I don't know. I can't remember half the shit I put into this project.
I was sitting there genuinely going, like, there might be. I have no idea anymore. I don't remember.
You should have a cosplayer in the background. His name is Danny, the elf man. He's just dressed up as an elf.
Shut the fuck up, Jacob.
And there's your
I love little little gremlin with the orange hair and like the white what's it called, the not the tank top, but wife beater, and just like him, like just like hey, like little elf man.
Name's Danny. Are you an
Danny?
elf man? Yeah.
Danny Elfman that sounds like Danny DeVito.
I'm a trash man. Wait, no, that's the wrong one.
Yep, that's the wrong show.
Wrong Danny.
How's
I'm
your
Danny the elf man, also a phantom.
How's your attempt in turning Farfetch'd into the Alf musical? Listen, there is an Alf reference.
There is. I
But-
allowed one.
There's one Alf reference.
She's colored.
Yay!
She is now purple. Whee!
Wow, look at her.
There she go.
That's
She
a dog.
There
moved.
goes my Kira.
Watch her as she goes.
How many animation frames is that? Like 4?
That is 1, 2,
Like
3,
4.
4. 4. Yeah, I think. No, it's more
Is
than
it
that.
5? It's 4.
1,
It's
2,
4 in the
3,
loops.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. It's 8.
Oh, well, I mean, like, doesn't it loop when it flips?
No, because it's actually unique when it flips. I copied some assets over, but her body animation
Oh, okay.
doesn't flip. So it's like 4 entirely unique frames, 4 half unique frames, and then it loops.
Okay. Interesting.
And it's animated on 4s and 3s because I do not want to do more in betweening than I need to. This serves its purpose. It is literally just a shitpost for fun.
I think that is fair.
Yep. I'm
love how
probably
smug she
gonna add some shading or something to it, maybe. I might just leave it as this.
Gotta add
Not
a
sure.
crap ton. Add a crap ton of bloom and comp to that.
I'm fighting every muscle in my body to not composite the shit out of this in After Effects.
Yeah, we gotta go back to actual work.
This has been just a fun thing for me to do in downtime.
And yes, I'm proud of you, but the fun is over.
Okay, Dad.
That is the most dad thing about. Like, all right, kids, grab your sand buckets. We're leaving
Back
the
to
beach.
work.
Warren, when the gang's spending a little bit too much time at the gas station on tour.
At the
All right,
malt
guys.
shop.
Back in the truck.
Can the gang actually stop at a malt shop?
Yes, they have to.
God damn it, yeah.
At some point, they have to.
Michael wants Warren so badly to say, "All right, gang, let's head to the malt shop." So
Oh my
badly.
god, it should be an ongoing thing that Quinn keeps trying to fucking trick Warren into saying it, and Warren's like, no, I'm on to you. And then eventually, just without realizing it, he says something at least similar, and he's like, God.
You know what would be really funny? If, like, Piper goes, "Hey, Warren, can we go to the malt shop?" And Warren's like, "No, we have ice cream in the truck."
That's a good one. Dude, just like, all right, gang, we got a mystery on our hands. Okay, Fred.
Calls him out. Shut up, Fred. Like,
Just calls him Fred.
Dave, can we stop at McDonald's on the way home? Yes, but I'm only gonna get something for me.
Oh, fucking hell.
Freddy Fazbear?
Yeah, when you export this, Ashley, do the Freddy Fazbear like lullaby to this
Okay, yeah, you
of
got it.
Kira dancing. Or do the what's the living tombstone like? We're awake every night or like whatever it is.
We're waiting
every night to
celebrate. Good night.
Green skeleton chorus.
I love green skeleton. I am very green, and I mean, and I make you scream. The first time I saw that, I had a bottle of water and I spat it out because I was laughing so hard how stupid it is.
I am very mean.
Will Mythbusters get a Farfetch crossover? That'd be fucking awesome. We get Adam and Jamie to voice in the show.
I would love that. I would die for that.
Rest in peace,
That would
Grant.
be savage.
Rest in peace, Grant and Mahara.
I miss him.
Oh, Grant. He was a good egg. He really was.
He
He was
really
way
was.
too fucking young. He was like 42.
Yeah. Genius mind, though. Brilliant guy, really.
Yeah.
Brilliant engineer.
All right, so is that it for the night?
We got one more $10 donation from Skyzer Boy, who says, I have a question. Have you heard a game called Boneworks? It is a fun VR game where you get to smack a nobody in the face with a flying pan? Do they mean frying pan? No, I've never heard of that. It sounds interesting,
That
though.
sounds fun. I like
Yeah,
that.
I'll have to check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you for your donation. But all
Yes.
righty, gang.
Wait, last thing. Lagging Leland wants to know, was the Resident Evil 4 remake the best Resident Evil game? Possibly. It is definitely up there, and it's one of the best games ever, but I also really like Resident Evil 7, so... Okay, time to go.
All right, bye. No. Thank you so
Do
much. Thank you so much, everybody here who joined. Dave, Jacob, Michael.
Hi.
Love and appreciate you guys. It was very fun having you here. Everybody who donated, thank you so much. It goes to help the show. Like we said, the number one factor kind of keeping this thing
And we will...
going slowly is money. So every cent counts. We deeply appreciate you guys. You
Check
are
out our
awesome.
website, our Patreon, everything, and
Yep,
we will...
Everything is in the description down below. Our website in particular has links to literally everything. If you'd like to make a one-time donation, we have a coffee, which is just my personal coffee. Or if you would like to get behind-the-scenes updates and previews of things, you can join our Patreon for literally just $1 a month. And if you'd like to donate a little more, we have monthly Q&As as well, where we get to go more in depth on things with our patrons actually voice to voice. You get to come up on stage and, talk to us and stuff if you would like to. And yeah, otherwise, $1 a month, get to see literally basically everything. And that's about it. Oh, Dave, Jacob, Michael, where can people catch you guys online if they want to check you out?
I'm Dave Capdeville on everything.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. That's it. I'm Dave Capdeville on everything.
You have to spell it out, Dave. No one knows.
Oh my God.
People can see it on the stream. His little Discord name shows up.
It's that on everything. There you go. I put it in the chat.
Go next, Jacob.
I'm at youtube.com/game theory. You can check out, I have all kinds of cool, wacky videos
You
about...
just retired, though.
I can't help it. I can't help it, gang. No, but yeah, as you read it on the screen there, J Taka, just put an X at the beginning and an X at the end. XJ_Taka X. You'll find me pretty much anywhere. Or just Google Jacob Takanashi. You'll find all my stuff there.
You guys already know where to find me.
He's
Michael
just
needs any more
on everything.
Like Michael needs any more Twitter followers.
Yeah, actually, anybody who is following Michael on Twitter, please unfollow him. Thank you.
I'm about to surpass Ashley in like a month.
That's not allowed.
I'm like Ashley. I counted. I'm like 2,400 away from topping you.
Christ.
On Twitter.
I don't need to hear about anybody getting topped. Let's end the stream.
But anyway, you can find me, Ashley Nichols Art, basically at everywhere. Yeah. And of course, Farfetch Show, everywhere for Farfetched.
That's the main one. Yeah, follow that.
Yeah, follow that. That's the important one. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining and donating and all the fun stuff. We will be streaming more. Now that this is done, I don't know what we're going to be streaming. I might do show cleanup, or we might just doodle or have a static image. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and we will catch you guys whenever we catch you next. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Remember, guys,
Bye.
that's just a theory.
Oh my God.